everybody. We are back. Actually, hold on a second. Yes, okay. That is on. Okay, hello. We are back for round 3 at this point of the Olympiad. Today, Team Ireland, or Team Ireland's women team, is playing against Thailand. Hello, can you hear me, by the way? Is this somehow seems a bit low? Wait, hello. I don't know, you guys tell me if this is an appropriate sound level. Yeah, we are in round 3. Yesterday, unfortunately, the girls lost 1/2 to 3.5 against Vietnam. But, you know, they were outrated by several hundred points on every board, basically. So, not too bad of a result. And Diana, of course, got a draw. She was actually winning. Did very well, even though she missed or she mixed something out with our mixed something up. I can't speak anymore. She mixed something up with our preparation. So yeah, still managed to get a winning position, and was quite happy about it. Generally, this tournament has been I don't know. Happy Diana has been present, which is always a good sign. Thank you for the follow. David Kusfear? I don't know. Hope you're good. Yeah, anyway, so today they're playing against Thailand, where they should be, reasonably favored. Yeah, Diana's opponent, bit of an enigma, games-wise. Apparently, not many people play the Sicilian. Halen Procles and Kjol and Waterford Wizard and Bishtvanch, by the way. Yeah, apparently in Thailand nobody plays the Sicilian. We looked at some of her games. She's played against the Sicilian only once, as far as I was able to tell. At least, somewhat recently, and she, like 2 years ago, she was 1200, so games from then aren't really relevant. So yeah, her opponent, bit of an enigma opening wise. We knew she was an E4 player, and she played against loads of things. Not so much against the Sicilian. Now, one game that was fairly recent from last year that we did see did start like this. But here, her opponent played Queen E2, and the plan was to play D6, castles, F4, and was it? Oh, sorry, no, hold on. King H1, castles, F4, G6. No, not here. Hold on. Anyway, whatever I'm saying, I didn't pay attention properly in the opening as well. Oh no, here the knight is actually on C3, and the other variation was on D2. Anyway, whatever. She played something different. Oh yeah, she played knight BD2 instead for some reason. I can't quite remember, but okay. Anyway, we prepped something like that. Diana wanted to go for a hedgehog kind of structure. I was saying just play the classical Sicilian or something like that she won't be used to. But of course, that's not really Diana's wheelhouse. She likes the E6 Sicilians, which is fine. But if you guys have been loyal stream viewers, you will have seen. Hi, Bisht. We can't play today. Sorry, we're a bit busy doing the Olympiad. Maybe another time. Also, how would you even challenge me? You don't even know what my username is, I assume. Anyway. Yeah. as I said, I was saying maybe just take it to sort of classical Sicilian or something like that. She likes the E6 structures, but she has the Khan Sicilian course by Nixans on Chessable, as you guys probably know. Once she switched to chess.com, you get sort of, once you become a chess.com streamer, you get a Chessable course, and her choice was the Khan Sicilian, and we looked into the line, and it was, I don't know, I mean, the line that her opponent played, you just get like either a really equal end game, or one where you're like a pawn down, but it's still equalish. So she didn't want to go for that, where that was the main line sort of, where you're just holding, but don't really have many winning chances. So yeah, she decided to go for sort of a hedgehog instead. Now, interestingly, we were talking earlier about the Khan line, where instead of queen c7, you play bishop c5 here, and then after knight goes back, you drop back to a7. Or actually, sorry, never mind. It was in this position, because that's what her opponent played. In this position, you go bishop c5 and knight b3 and bishop a7. So kind of interesting that she went for, and she was telling me, like, oh, I've never played bishop c5 in my life. And I was like, yeah, I know. That is the course though. So she went for her Taimanov kind of setup, or like, I don't know what this would be called, with a6 included. Actually, I'm not sure what this would be called. I think Taimanov is queen c7 right away, right? So, and then after knight here, you with knights on c6 already. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not great in opening names, but the point is, she went for this kind of setup with the queen on c7, this kind of Khan, whatever, hedgehog invitation kind of thing. But then she still played bishop to c5, and now again, I think it's normal to drop it back here after knight b3. But she went to e7, which is then more in line with what we were looking at in some other lines. So kind of mixing and matching. It's completely fine, of course. You can play loads of things here. You do chase away the knight from the center, and then you come back to the square you really wanted to go to. So no problem at all. Our opponent played f4, and now you want to play d6, just so you don't allow e5 so easily. And her opponent played queen f3. And Diana continued with knight c6. Now, we talked about this maybe an hour before the game started, and I was telling her the real hedgehog player plays knight d7. And the reason for that is, or well, I mean, one reason for that is that we like to have the c5 square available. It can sometimes be useful. And also we keep the c file open. Yeah, so, and also after we maybe play b6, bishop b7, it's nicer to have our pawn on d7 as well. So I'm not sure I love knight c6. It's interesting that she played that because, yeah, we were talking about that exact move. She took her time, but decided for to go for knight c6. And to be honest, it really isn't such a big deal either. It's completely fine to play like this as well. Although, I mean, I don't like it quite as much, but we'll see. Bishop e2, also a bit of a strange move. Usually you want to put the bishop on e3, just so this diagonal. I mean, generally you want to put the bishop on e3, just, I mean, it's a more active square, and you're controlling this diagonal towards your king. So a bit interesting, both sides playing slightly unusual moves. And now we can probably castle, I suppose, or maybe play, I don't know, b6, bishop b7, or maybe b5. It's interesting in the Khan, you have to be a little bit careful about when you play b5. If you do it in the wrong moment, there's a4, and it can be sometimes annoying. Now here, I'm not so sure, because the queen's on f3, so maybe when you play b5, a4, like bishop b7 is so useful that you can get away with it. I don't know. Did she ever do the concourse? No, she did not do the she did not do the concourse. I did some of it, but I haven't been playing it either. Yeah, she has not been doing her chessable. Yeah, I've been actually trying to learn a new opening. I don't know what are your guys' chess journeys right now, but I've been playing the Benko Gambit without any knowledge, basically, as my main, or actually, I guess knight f6, c5 against everything was sort of my approach, and then going into the Benko when possible. That was my approach against d4. And at my last tournament, I got to play it twice. I lost one and won one, and objectively, I had a bad position out of the opening twice. So I was like, I don't know, wasn't really too happy with it. And it was never, I didn't ever really get good play. Like when they know the plans and they put their pawn on a4, knight on b5, it's really not very pleasant to play, to be honest. Now I'm sure there are ways of working that to, so that doesn't happen to the same degree. But I was always attracted to it because I was like, okay, I know some ideas. I know what to play in principle, and then I don't need any concrete lines, maybe. So that's why I chose to go for the Benko initially. And that really wasn't working out so well, because I played against one guy, one kid, he was like 2000, and actually 1 week later he played at the German championships and he gained like 200 points. And now he's like 2200. But like in the two tournaments he gained like 200 points. He gained like 150 at the German championships and like 50 or even more at the regional championships. So he's actually really good. And I actually had a draw in the end against him in my Benko game. I just missed it in time trouble. I confused him enough, but I also confused myself that I played a silly move on move 40, as you do. And didn't play my counterplay correctly. But okay, why the Benko in the first place? I don't know, I like the positions that you get when they don't know 100% what to do. Like well, he's not, I don't know. Maybe he just had a good week, he just shot up. I'm not sure if he's actually 2200. Like, you know how kids go. Sometimes they go up and then they go down again. It's not like he hadn't played a lot of chess before. So I think it was more like he had two good tournaments. And maybe he's like 2100 or something. But yeah. Also, I looked at some of the games that he played there, and his opponents sometimes made it a bit easy for him. But anyway, let's see. Diana's playing very slowly. Her opponent's playing very quickly. I don't know. Diana had 1 hour 5 minutes. Her opponent at 1 hour 27. So yeah. She's also already again playing like kind of instantly. Which is, okay, now we definitely can play b5, right? Because now, a4 is not really a thing anymore, now that the rook's gone. So now, I would say b5 is normal. We could also play knight b4, getting rid of this bishop. I mean, I guess I was saying earlier we like to play knight d7, so we have the c5 square at times, or I mean, one of the reasons is that we have the c5 square, but maybe still prep. I don't know. Really? Do you think so? I mean, this is not. I mean, let's see. I mean, I find it hard to believe that somebody would prep against knight c6 very extensively, because people just don't play that very much. Maybe. I guess this has been... Also, it's kind of a system-y thing, right? Like, the way you play, if black doesn't do anything crazy, and they can't really do anything crazy, you put your pieces on natural square. So I guess it's easy for white to play quickly. I know the former Thailand coach before the pandemic. That's fun. Wait, so you knew him before the pandemic, or you knew the person who was the Thailand coach before the pandemic? Or what? Anyway, interesting stuff. I hope Diana... I mean, this position looks, fine. That's the kind of thing you get when you play sort of this Khan hedgehog stuff. The person who was the coach. Okay. You played against them, or twice last month? Nice. Oh shit, 3:50 a.m. I don't know. I actually yesterday I was for fun looking at some of the coaches of the lesser, chess nations, just out of curiosity, seeing who they sent to coach their teams, and it's actually kind of interesting. Some of the teams have like GMs from other countries, and some people have captains that don't even have FIDE ratings, so it's actually kind of an interesting mix. Some of them are like chess people, and some of them are just, I don't know, organizers, I guess, or whatever. I think Seychelles needs a new coach. In the women's section, or? Let's see. Not that we like to laugh at people here, but... Oh no, the Scandinavian got owned. Wait, what? I've never seen this move before. B6. That's odd. Oh, round one. Okay, but anyway. Oh no. Oh no, the mate. That's unfortunate. Also took their time. 57 minutes. Anyway, wait, what? No, but this is sure. No, okay. No, I think this is this must be intentional, right? This can't happen unintentionally. You don't... What? I'm so confused. What is this engine doing? 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1. No, but this can't be. This must be trolling. This can't happen accidentally. Like, you can't always, like, even if you're a beginner, you can't get mated in 10 moves every game. That's not possible. Imagine trolling the Olympiad. Okay, but like literally, if you just teach someone the rules, they're not gonna play like that. I don't think this has to do with the chess, with the coach. I think also if you look at it, like they have, oh, never mind. Yeah, well, actually they do. They have their lowest rated person. Sorry, their only rated person. They have them on board 4, so it's like one of those reverse situations. I think this is title farming for the board 4, and the others don't really care so much. Or maybe at least board 1 doesn't care so much. if you don't like this, you don't like Seychelles chess. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have enough interested players to play, and then they had to get someone to fill up the team who doesn't actually really want to play or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Who knows? But that surely can't be an accident. It's a bit wild. I mean, you could say that. Ah, Diana played knight before. Okay. Yeah, so that's another way to do it, I think. I think this is nice in the sense that it takes the sting out of the attack a little bit. Okay, so one idea that actually, I think Alice was prepping this for her opponent. In these positions, often like you push g4, like that it happened at the Olympiad. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think also this has happened in, like Ho Yifan let this happen to her at some point where she invited the fool's mate. Her opponent didn't actually go for it because they were like, but yeah, it that's what I'm saying. Like it's not something that happens accidentally. C2 drops 2. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, exactly, Chris. As a sort of protest. I was actually, I was looking at this recently, and I'm like, surely tournament organizers aren't actually, they aren't actually pairing women against women. But whenever I look at tournaments, it happens a shocking amount. Like more than you would think if you look at the numbers. Like it happens a lot. I don't know. It's very sus. Maybe the program has some hidden name recognition software. Then when it recognizes female names, it's deep in the code, Swiss chess or whatever. I don't know. It's very strange. It's a real conspiracy. Maybe somebody should run the numbers on that. If I was a math guy. Actually, that was my first idea when I considered what to study at university. I was first thinking I'd do math, and then I was thinking I'd do nanotechnology and life sciences, and then I ended up being a boring old social sciences person. It's interesting. In a way. No, I actually think that's more interesting. That's why I went for it, but funny how things develop. Oh yeah, if you move the bishop, you lose probably immediately, yeah. So our opponent finally thinking, we chalk that up as a moral victory. I guess our opponent had a small little think on bishop d2, and now she's thinking again. So maybe Diana can relax a little bit if her opponent gets a bit closer to her on time. We don't want to fall too far behind. Although, I mean, at some point it's also more important how much time you have. If your opponent just keeps moving instantly, it doesn't matter so much that you're very far down on time, as long as you still have enough time. Let's say you still make like, I don't know, 20 or 25 moves in the first 45 minutes, then you're fine. It doesn't really matter so much whether your opponent still has all their time, as long as you have a comfortable amount and you don't get into too much time trouble. And more importantly, your position should be okay. Anyway, let's take a look around. Okay, Team Ireland disappeared. Let's take a look around at the others' games. Trisha on board 1. Finally, Team Ireland was named second, so black on boards 1 and 3. Yeah, today it is Lara, who's resting. So Trisha is rested in round 1, then Tosh in round 2. Tomorrow it's going to be Alice or Diana. Very likely, because that's how they do it in Team Ireland. They just take their turns, basically, in who rests. Whoever really, like, basically they volunteer who rests, and then, and they more or less take it in circles, so everybody plays around the same number of games. Let's look at this position. I looked at it a bit earlier before the stream started, and it was a bit curious. So it's an F3 Nimzo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Caleb Denby from the St. Louis Chess Club. He did a really fascinating, huge, multi-part lecture on the F3 Nimzo on YouTube. Actually, I think there's only like some parts of it. I think some parts of it aren't on YouTube now. It's quite sad. I always like, not that I would play, not that I'm a D4 player or anything, but found that very interesting. Hello, Blitzfix. How are you doing? Anyway, so C5. I don't know what the theory is here. I mean, I watched this. Okay, C5 actually main move. Okay, makes sense, I guess. CD. Knight takes all main moves. DC also main move. Okay, this is interesting because I remember positions that look different. But apparently this is the main line. E4, okay. It's all completely mainline stuff. Queen B3. Okay, and here Trisha deviates. Knight A6, only the third most common. Yeah, I guess I see the ED more. Oh boy, don't scare me like that, Blitzfix. Ay. Are you joking me? Did she take a bad pawn or what's happening? So what's happening? What are you saying? Isn't the pawn on C2 considered poisoned? Oh, bishop E2. Oh, I didn't really think about it so much, to be honest. Wait, we'll just go back in a second. Let's just quickly look at this. And then we'll go back to Diana's game and look at the line. Knight A6 top engine move. I mean, this engine seems to disagree, but it might well be that a different, stronger engine agrees. So bishop takes right away. Okay, I guess developing with tempo, you might call it. So and here, engine says white is better after knight E2 or C4. But okay, I don't, who knows. Okay, this is interesting. Rook comes to D6 quickly. I mean, optically, I like this for white. Maybe you're going to play king F2 and then rook over or something like that. I don't know, it looks kind of good. I would definitely prefer white here. Just because, I mean, it looks very active. Black's a bit. But who knows? Okay, let's see what Trisha comes up with. Rook D8 immediately, maybe. Maybe you're just fast enough for everything. Who knows? Anyway, let's go back to Diana's game then real quick and see if this is an idea that what Blitzfix said. So question was, what if bishop E2? Can we take on C2? Okay, apparently not, says the engine. Which makes sense, I guess, because this knight is a little bit stuck in no man's. Although, I was thinking maybe where you go with the. So let's say you just go back. You can also check with the queen maybe, but let's say you just go back. Is this good? Maybe you can sack the queen. Apparently this is good for white, yeah? And if you don't... Wait, okay. I guess you can't really save your queen very well. Because then you just... Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, what if you give it a check first? You can't do this because the knight covers, so you go here. And then you go back. Oh, and then you have queen f2. And now it's hard. Okay. Here. Here. Okay, interesting. So yeah, this is apparently good for white, yes, so you're correct. Let's fix, you could have played bishop e2 with the idea of c2 being poisoned. Very interesting. But anyway, her opponent decided to go for e5, and Diana played knight takes d3, which seems completely logical. That's the idea, right? We want to trade off this attacker that just got unleashed. By the way, we should maybe switch sides here. So we're actually commentating from the good side. The winning side, you know? We want to always commentate for the winning team. So knight takes d3. Now, I think if you do this, you're just going to lose, probably. Because now here your queen is hanging with check. So that's no good. And so queen takes or pawn takes. Which one is better? It's a decent question. Not sure if it... I'm not sure. Not sure. Okay, so let's say you take with the pawn. I don't know. Both look pretty reasonable. And the knight, you would come back to d7. Can't, of course, go here because we're going to lose a pawn. And things are going to fall apart a little bit. So knight d7, putting some pressure on e5. And then maybe d4. And that would make sense to take with the pawn. If you take with the queen, maybe it doesn't make so much sense. Although, yeah. Here you have knight e4. Nah, doesn't look as good. So probably pawn takes looks better to me, although the engine seems to not care. Okay, so she also took with the pawn, and now Diana's going to go knight d7. Hopefully, I assume. Makes all the sense in the world. And okay, her position. Her position is very solid. Eventually, we need to find a way to develop our queen side a little bit. That's going to be the challenge, I suppose. She is down sort of 15, 16, 17 minutes. However accurate these clocks are. So she's down on time, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Out of the opening. Oh, she took. Interesting. Okay. I mean, a bit weird because we don't really want this f-file pressure if we can help it. I think that's sort of white's main attacking idea now. Trying to, I don't know, make something happen. I mean, this move actually makes very little sense to me because we open the f-file, we open this bishop. I don't know, bit odd. I guess what it does is it sort of discourages, the bishop to come to this c3 square and take up that diagonal, because this is now always going to be closed. But okay, maybe it's also just fine. Maybe now we can sacrifice something like this and then develop our pieces. Maybe that's the idea actually. Like do this and then this. Actually, I kind of like this. How about this one? That would be an interesting one if she goes for that sacrifice. I would actually really like that. You get some play, you have the bishop pair. Engine, I mean, it's easy for me to say I like this. I would have to think about it more in the game, obviously, but like when you have the eval bar who says that's okay, actually, then it's easier. Much easier to judge if your positional ideas are silly or good. Actually, in fact, we might also, if we really wanted to, I don't think we do want to, but we could, if we really wanted to, probably win back our pawn more or less right away. But I mean, I don't think that's a great idea, because then the bishop comes to c3 and then the central pawns are strong, and nah, that doesn't look good. But we could restore material equality, but I don't think that's the way to go. We want to keep our bishop pair. But okay, no, she went knight d7. Okay, and now this move isn't, I don't know, isn't my favorite anymore. I mean, if we were going to play knight d7, we should have probably done it last move. Not next move. Last move. But okay. I mean, because now d4 is coming, you didn't really weaken anything. Are you gonna like reroute the knight like this? This is just like, white has very good pieces. I mean, at least white doesn't have a light square bishop. So that's one thing that's working for us here, but that's really the only thing. I guess we can play b5, bishop b7, and hope that nothing happens related to d5. But I'd be a little bit scared here. I mean, the thing is also we're sort of tied up here because we can't move this rook because our f7 square is attacked several times. So we need to, I don't know, maybe do something like this. It's very cumbersome, our maneuvering right now. All a little bit slow. And in fact, I mean, I don't know, the real French player would consider f6 here. It's not my cup of tea, because, I mean, this is a thing still, so we could consider it. If they take, then knight takes, and then at least our pieces are, breathing a little bit, and we no longer have this f-file problem, because we can just play bishop d7 and knight d5, and then actually maybe we're a bit better because we have the bishop pair. Engine says equal, but I guess that would be a way to do things. So apparently it's not good for white to take. But this is, maybe f6 is a good idea. Halvard, you as a ex-French player, one-time French player, what do you think about f6 in this situation? I guess it's kind of typical, but I'm always, I don't know, I'm always a little bit scared of such moves. But yeah, what are we thinking? I mean, also, yeah, Diana's opponent is pretty young. It's always a bit dangerous to play against these kids. Since the last Olympiad, she gained like, I don't know, a couple hundred points. So definitely on the up and up and taking chess sort of seriously. She also qualified for this appearance at the Olympiad through some sort of they have some sort of qualification process in Thailand, apparently, like a qualification tournament. I don't know if that's like for all the spots or only a couple, but yeah, seems to be the way to qualify for the Olympiad there, which is actually kind of, I kind of like it in a way. It might run the risk of your top players maybe not getting the chance to participate. Maybe you should set like 1 or 2 spots aside for highest rating or something, just in case your top players don't have, don't get the chance to participate in that tournament. But generally, especially if you have a country like Thailand, which maybe doesn't have as many FIDE rated tournaments. I don't know if that's true or not, by the way. I was just, because somebody yesterday was talking about Singapore and how they don't have so many tournaments, therefore everyone's underrated. And I'm just speculating that it might be similar for Thailand. So that is an interesting concept, especially also when young players are playing who might not have very accurate ratings. That might also be a good way. And the Thailand team is actually very, very young. I think their oldest player is like 20. And then a bunch of pretty young people, as far as I could tell. I think Diana's opponent is like 15 or something. So yeah, definitely a team of up-and-comers. Yeah. Anyway, how are the others doing? We haven't looked at some of the other games yet, so I haven't looked at Alice's game. Okay, she seems to be completely winning. This was a Sveshnikov I saw earlier. Oh, it's like a Sveshnikov transposition. This would annoy me to no end. I could never imagine playing this line because like you need to know the Sveshnikov and like all this like takes and e5 stuff. Doesn't make sense to me why you would play like this. Seems like a lot of effort to learn everything because like there are these lines. Like this is the whole thing, a big amount of theory. And then there's this Sveshnikov transposition where you play bishop f4 first to basically force out e5, and now play bishop g5, and it's a Sveshnikov, and Alice went for the capture right away. I actually like these lines where you go to b1 and sort of replace the knights after capturing, which is an interesting variation. It's kind of quiet, but it's very positional and safe. Kind of, I won a couple of rapid games like that. Was OTB, which is interesting. And I think her opponent's kind of showing the reason why it's not a good idea to play like this, because she clearly doesn't know the Sveshnikov very much. Bishop e7 is an ugly move. It makes very little sense in the structure. I think you're supposed to play f5. Yeah, you need to be quick. You need to be quick in this Sveshnikov. I think the other move is bishop g7, which at least makes some sense, sort of reinforcing the center, but bishop e7, very much a non-helpful move. In fact, sometimes the king, if you ever trade these pieces, sometimes the king can go hide in this pocket. So bishop e7, like, not a great move on any level. And the engine hates it. And Alice, took... Okay, I don't understand what's happening here. Knight to d4. Okay, so you get kicked right back, basically. I mean, you do land on e6, but now all your pieces are sort of clogged up and nothing can move. Like this bishop can't control this diagonal. Now it's going to have to come to b7, which is, going to be tough. So Alice comes over, replaces the knight, gonna go to e3. So now the bishop on b7 is basically useless, because whenever you take, you're gonna take back with another knight. Okay, so she goes back. She's on a whole round journey. So this knight is going all around the board, trying to trade itself off. But that's a couple too many tempi, I would say. Yeah, and in the meantime, you're leaving out open your king to get into all sorts of trouble. And I guess this is the game position. Yeah, so actually this is an interesting situation, because yesterday, if you guys remember, I was saying this is what Diana got yesterday, is a Sveshnikov-like structure where you have this d5 square that's sort of the key, and you don't want to take back with a pawn. But here it might actually be no problem at all if black captures twice. Let's say, I don't know, white makes some move, I don't know, castles, let's say, something quiet. I'm not sure if I would play that, but like treat it as a waiting move. And then let's pretend that we just capture twice here. Now, this is not great play maybe, but this is sort of position we would reach. And here, nobody would ever say, okay, I mean, it's bad that we have a pawn on d5, because sometimes this is actually an asset, because now we have super control of the light squares. Bishop is coming to f5. This bishop is completely useless, and it's clear that black missed the chance to play f5, and now it's never going to happen again. And this is just positionally busted. And apparently there's even better ways to play this. So yeah, Alice should win this no problem from here on out, I would say, and I'm sure she's going to put this away quickly. So this is actually interesting, because this is board 2, which is sort of, yeah, fascinating, because it's suggesting a real, I don't know, Diana's opponent is playing well, right? But this one was a disaster. Okay, and Alice played bishop c2, which also makes sense, you know. Also makes sense. Now she does want to take on d5 with a piece, maybe. Maybe she is remembering that lesson from yesterday's analysis. I'm sure she told Diana this as well, that normally you want to take back on d5 with a piece. And even in this, it's not like this rule is bad here. Like, taking with a piece isn't bad. Just, I'm thinking that maybe taking with a pawn in this particular case is actually okay, and maybe even sort of desirable to keep the f5 square open for the bishop. Or rather, you open up the f5 square, or a way to the f5 square for the bishop. Okay, Tosh on board 4. At it again with her Italian. Now, she struggled a little bit winning the first game. I mean, she didn't struggle, but it took her longer than the others to win her first round game, and then she rested in game 2. And she gets white again now, which is nice for her. 2 whites, can't complain. Now, the Italian is something where if you want to be better out of the opening, it feels like you have to be quite a bit better. Like, you have to understand. I feel like it's, yeah, important that if you want to get an advantage out of these positions, that you need to understand them a lot better than your opponent. Like, understanding them a little bit better is often, I feel like, not enough to get a lot out of it, because sometimes there's a mistake that's so abstract and hard to grasp that, you know, you really need to get these positions before you can really take advantage out of them. And yeah, it's very difficult. Personally, too hard for me, so I'll just play some bishops opening and chill. Don't have to know as much, maybe. But okay, this looks like one of those opportunities where you can try to attack on the king side. This is actually an interesting thing in the Italian there's often situations where you, or even the relope as it happens as well, where the pieces sort of pile up around the king, and you're often looking for some sort of sacrifice if the knights get to good squares, like here, for example. Looks very nice. Here maybe d5 is an idea for black, but okay, she drops back the bishop. I don't know about it, because I mean, this bishop, I mean, it's okay as a defender, but actually, I mean, I guess sometimes you can also play g6, bishop g7 in these positions, but maybe it doesn't gel super well with this central structure. So maybe it's, yeah, d5 would have been an idea. Now, it's not really prevented, I don't think. So, okay, Engine likes it, apparently. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do this. Maybe she was afraid of takes and bishop g5 or something like that. But this, I don't know. I mean, looks interesting. Anyway, would have been an idea. Probably better than bishop f8. Okay, white plays h3. I mean, now we could maybe also take advantage of this. But I guess it's not so clear what happens if we get pushed away. What do we do? Do we take? Do we go back? Yeah, I don't know. Let's say takes for a second. I mean, it's counterintuitive. I don't know. Like, the knight looks nice on f5, but also it kind of is nice in combination with the bishop, because now you can never play g6 because of this. Although I guess we do have bishop now on f8, so maybe you can. I don't know, but like, computer says this is better, but it's kind of not so easy to see. For me, at least. I don't know, maybe it's obvious to others, but I don't really understand it enough to see why. I mean, I guess the bishop is not great, and this is maybe not a great structure. And maybe you can at some point play d4 if you're very lucky. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay, anyway. So h3, h6 was played, and okay, computer thinks 0, 0, 0. So typical Italian, I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, the question is still if we at some point can go d5 as black. Maybe it's black who has, you know, the decision now when to play d5, or maybe b5. I don't know. Who can say really? Who can say really? Also, what is happening? We are bleeding viewers. I can tell that the other days, like it started off with 70 on day 1, and then it was 30 on day 2 or 40. And now it's like 10. What's happening here? Am I scaring everyone off with my disastrous commentary? It's possible. Definitely possible. Okay, let's go back to Diana's game before we take a look at the open section for a bit. Okay, Diana's still thinking after d4. Our opponent is... okay, our opponent took her time as well. She took 8 minutes on the last move, but now Diana's been thinking for a while too. Ah, thank you. You redeemed me. At least we got a new follower. And the viewers. 2 followers, my goodness. Carolina 2012 215 and Jurals 835. Thank you so much. Making me believe in myself again. Or maybe I don't know, you just misclicked the follow button. Anyway, yeah, so Diana is still thinking. As I was saying, f6 is kind of interesting here, and if white takes, we're actually pretty happy. Yeah, this is maybe decent. And if not that, then b5 or... Well, sorry, no, we can't do that. There's a queen here. Whoops. Actually, we could do this, I suppose, because the queen is somewhat trapped. Is it trapped? Yeah, it is, because we can, of course, do this. Rook a8, and the queen is, in fact, trapped. So b6 might be an idea. Not b5, because if b5, I think the queen is... Actually, does it escape? Because these squares are still covered, but maybe a knight can jump in or something like that. Let's see, b5. Oh, apparently that doesn't work, so you're not trapping the queen here. And why not? What's the move here? Maybe knight takes b5. No, but it's still trapped actually. But you can do this, and then maybe it gets out. Yeah, now here it gets out. Okay, so maybe this. Maybe knight takes b5. Yeah, okay. So b6 would be an idea as well, but it's not an easy position to play at all. Yeah, but b6, interesting. I mean, of course, white doesn't have to take, but at least we can develop. So that would be good. It wouldn't be good to play something like this, probably, and try to reroute things. That would probably not be great. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Engine doesn't love it, but doesn't think we're immediately dead. I mean... Yeah, and maybe, I don't know, it's not like the attack plays itself. Let's say knight comes over, we go knight d5. And, I mean, it's not that easy to make things happen here. If we just continue like this. The question is, are we ever threatening to take on f7? It's, I guess, a question that we have to answer. And the answer to that question is, let's say we play something like b5. Or actually, probably we don't want to play b5. Let's say b6, so we keep these squares covered. So let's say b6. What if we take... I mean, based on the eval, I would think it doesn't work. So I'm kind of cheating while not cheating. And maybe we're not really threatening anything. But maybe we are. Threatening this and this, but actually we can just move our bishop. So maybe b6 here, and maybe you're in trouble now because we're threatening sort of like all sorts of moves. And also your queen is pinned. So maybe that actually, yeah, it just doesn't work. b6, let's say, if you take here, bishop b7. Oh, apparently there's something better even. But yeah, doesn't seem to be too good. But yeah, let's hope Diana finds something relatively quickly. She's only made 16 moves and she has 43 minutes left on the clock. So yeah, would be important to play a little bit quickly, just so we don't get into too much time trouble. In the meantime, though, let's quickly look at what the guys in the open section are doing. Connor, oh yeah, they're playing against Greece. You can see it here on screen. Connor Murphy playing black, as he is going to have to do now that he's seeded board 1. Although, I mean, I guess he could only play the rounds that he's that he's got white and sit out the rest. But last time they got him a GM norm, or well, they tried to help him get a GM norm by making him play white in most of his games, which worked out, and he had an incredible performance, kind of, crushing it for the team. So I'm sure he has fond memories of the Olympiad and is looking to put in a comparable performance. That's going to be hard. He did lose yesterday to a strong Israeli GM. Forget which one it was. Maxim something. Rothstein, maybe? Or Nabati. One of those two, I think. But yeah, today he has black against an equally strong opponent, Nico Teodoru of Greece. I think he is actually a US resident these days. I think he goes to the University of Missouri or something like that. And they have this let's say, well-funded chess program with, I think, Christian Kirilla as a coach, and are one of the definitely top universities in that area. In the chess area, I mean, not necessarily maybe other areas, but yeah. Thanks for the link, by the way, Kirill. So, sorry, I'm just clicking randomly. So, English opening, e6 variation. Okay, looks fairly normal. I guess this is kind of some exchange, Queen's Gambit decline now. Very standard. And h4. Is that a thing? Let's consult the opening book. Wait, 0 games? What? Really? Okay, apparently Queen f3 is the main move by a large margin. But Bishop f5 already a bit unusual. So Bishop e7 normal move. h6 normal move. Bishop f5 bit out there. So Queen f3, standard response. Teodoru played knight bd2, knight ge2, sorry. And after bishop d6, there's only 2 games, and after f3, 0 games. Then h4. Wow, very interesting. So they're sort of charting new territory here in their opening. And what do I think about this position? Looks fairly solid for black, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't see any big weaknesses. I mean, black has some, white took some space with the h-pawn. Might be a strength or a weakness long term, who knows. I'm going to trade off these bishops, and then knights against knights. King feels fairly good for white. But yeah, I don't see anything too wrong with either color's position. So it looks like an interesting game. We'll keep an eye on it. Tarun against, what's this guy's name? Stamatis Kurkulus Arditis. Okay. So Greece is board 2. Tarun yesterday with a crazy game. He won it after being totally lost. And I was already saying, oh, he's just playing for tricks. But the tricks worked, and he was down a piece, I think, and then he won a rook, and then he was up a piece suddenly, and yeah, it was crazy. So he tricked his opponent in the end. So incredible performance by Tarun there. Not easy to trick a 2600 GM. So today he's back, trying to repeat the feat. Okay, his opponent's playing a King's Indian. I don't know. when I sometimes played d4, I was always happy to play against the King's Indian. There's another opening where you have to just learn how to play against so many different approaches, like h3 things, f3 things, these semi-averbacks with where you delay knight f3 and castle queen side, and standard things, bayonet attack and whatever. So many different things that you can do with white against King's Indian. I always thought that was very pleasant. Just from a mentality point of view, I'm like, okay, my opponent can't possibly know all of it. Actually, fellow darling Coffin has his own, their own pet line. After, I don't know what position it is, but something related to bishop g5, that they're big fans, very strong advocate of that line, and always arguing with chessable authors about its validity, which is always good to see. Okay, so this is an interesting variation. I'm not really sure. I've seen this kind of, apparently this has all been seen before. As I said, I'm not a d4 player really, so I don't really know too much. Okay, so for a second I was like, aren't we blundering a piece? But of course it's a knight here, so we can always take. Okay, knight went back instead. So now I guess we are threatening this, because the bishop no longer has any squares. Excuse my slightly stuffy nose. Okay, so white has to take now, and knight to b4 comes in. Actually, kind of a nice maneuver. I like what black did here. Sort of basically gaining a tempo with knight a6, which is odd to say. Knight a6 is not a move that usually gives you a tempo, but because white was now forced to take on f5, we got this knight b4 move in. Now, is it good? That's another matter, but definitely a cool maneuver. And I mean, it's not that easy, because if you go here, you're already running into this. So yeah, you have to be a bit careful with, oh, actually, he did play queen b1. Apparently you're fine. I thought that would be dangerous, but maybe not. Ah, okay, yeah, you have knight to e4, of course. But I don't know, it looks kind of nice for black, in my opinion. It looks very active. This is the kind of thing you want to, like, short of the sort of death attack, where you just push your pawns down the board and checkmate. This looks like kind of a King's Indian player's dream, to get this kind of active position. So yeah, hopefully Tarun can hold on here. It looks, yeah, definitely like it could be a fascinating game. Very, very interesting position. Evil Bar thinks it's all fine. I would just always 100% of the time take black. But yeah, we'll see. Tom O'Gorman, board 3, after a great win yesterday against another 2600, 2630 even, I think, GM. So let's see what happened here. E4, E5, we haven't seen that much. Actually, loads of Ireland players here have been playing d4, but this round has been a bit different, because Alice has been playing e4, and Diana, and Tasha, sorry. Although I guess that's not even true. What am I saying? Tasha also played e4, and Diana played e4 in round 1, so I take it back. But just generally, it seems like we have had a disproportionate amount of d4 games in the Team Ireland matches. Okay, very interesting maneuvering stuff. Again, beyond my pay grade to know what's going on in these positions. Apparently, engine doesn't like rook b8. I guess we're opening up the a file, and white's pretty happy about this. Understandable. But I'm not sure if you can do anything immediate with it. Because like I thought you can just chase, or maybe this even, yeah, chase the rook back out. But maybe you can't. I don't know. Who knows? I don't see it, to be honest. I guess you go here. Interesting. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? Really. So what happened? Okay, this actually did happen. Rook a5, bishop a8. Engine not happy at all with this. Thinking that this is crushing for white. Really crushing, in fact. But now it's fine again. Who knows? Nobody understands. At least I don't understand. I'm sure there's someone in the world who understands, but apparently nobody in this game. And certainly not the commentator, who's... yeah, I have no idea why this is. So I guess rook a7 is what the engine tells me after. But who knows? Who knows why this is not good? What does black have that's so good here that he wouldn't have had after rook a7? I don't know. d5. But I was thinking you just come in here, it looks great. I guess you have to take first one time and then do this. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I can just read the eval bar in this game. I don't know what's happening. And final board, board 4. David Fitzsimons also had a tough game yesterday. Got GM'd by Ilyas. Is his name Ilya? GM Smirin. Anyway. In an endgame that was, yeah, very, very tough. Very tough endgame. Really good opening, I guess, practically. And yeah, that was a very nice game by Smirin. Very technical. Showing why GMs are GMs. Although, I mean, he was playing against an IM, so it doesn't ring true in the same way, but like definitely showing superior understanding. But here, apparently looking very good. Let's see what the opening was. Another e4. Okay. Rossolimo with e5. Now, this is another thing I'm not too familiar with. The Rossolimo generally, or the e5 variation. And it looks optically nice to me for white. And apparently this is not a great variation for black as well. Yeah, it looks very nice. Like you have a lot of pressure on the center. It doesn't look like it's gonna hold up. Very free pressure. You can even play a4, a5 maybe, or well, threaten to do so. But this also looks nice. And oh yeah, now you get the c4 square. Okay, you put the bishop back first so you don't trap yourself. Makes sense. Now knight c4. And oh yeah, I mean this looks beautiful. I mean you're gonna have to take with the queen, otherwise you're just losing an important pawn, like a very important pawn. But after queen takes, I don't know, you can maybe trade queens, and then this is disastrous structure. Absolute disaster. And yeah, very nice game so far from David Fitzsimons, of course, recent Irish champion. So he's maybe on good form. Would be great. I mean, Ireland already struck an upset yesterday, holding a, I don't know, how do you say it? Like a tie, a draw? Do you call it a match draw? I don't know. Like a 2-2 against Israel, where they were outrated on every board. So that was very impressive. Also, by the way, interestingly, Alex Baburin resting 2 days in a row, I think. Somewhat curious. I wonder if he's maybe not feeling well or something. Oh, Diana's still thinking. Are you joking me? No, never mind. She isn't. She's not. Okay, she. Oh, no, no, no. Knight d6. We don't like it. We don't like it. I mean, f6 or b6. F6 looks scary, and she's not a French player, which would be naturally drawn to such a move. I think. I mean, with help of the engine, we figure it out that this holds because we see that this is okay. After this and this, it looks a bit scary, but it also looks like you have to do something here. And we also think that this works out because you can't take the rook because your queen ends up trapped. So I guess, yeah, I don't know what you would do here as white, but so those would have been good options. We were saying we don't like the idea of knight b6. Oof, because now we have no defenders and like white is just coming in and trying to checkmate you. And that in fact does happen at g6, and ooh, engine doesn't like it. I don't like it. Now you're gonna have to play f5 or something. Just to give you the f7 square to defend h7. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna get mated. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. This does not look good at all. Darlings, I think we need to channel our support for Diana here real quick, because this is looking tough. Very tough, in fact. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the this is sort of the risk of the hedgehog type setups. You can thank you, Owen. We'll channel it. Yeah, we do believe she held on nicely yesterday. This is a bit of a different caliber of trouble, though, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's very tough to find like, this is the dream for white. Like, this is the absolute dream. We didn't do we weren't able to do anything to disrupt. I mean, also, yeah, we were already saying we don't love this capture because this is sort of opening everything. This bishop, this file, opening everything. Just knight d7 is more solid. We actually get some pressure on this e5 square. And now it's hard for black, or a bit harder, it's a bit harder for white to open things up. I guess maybe she was afraid of, like, I don't know what she was afraid of actually. Because you can't play this for now because knight just comes in and takes your pawn. So I'm not sure, maybe this is also not scary, right? Because you can take with the bishop, and now you still can't do anything like this because you're dropping your pawns, and I don't know, this is generally not really scary if we can come back to f6. This looks fantastic. I mean, fantastic isn't like just no trouble and very solid for black. What else? I mean, d4, you're sort of getting a little bit pushed in, but I don't know, maybe you can develop your pieces at some point. Maybe play rook. I don't know, what do you play here? It's a decent question. Maybe now we play knight b6, come into this square. But the main point is that white doesn't really have a great plan either. I think maybe we want to move our knight just so we control f5 an additional time, unleashing this bishop. So maybe knight b6. Just preventing this. Because actually, yeah, d4 does sort of maybe threaten this in a way. Because if this comes, we're in trouble. So maybe that's not the greatest thing to allow. So yeah, knight b6 seems like a decent option, and then we can think of trading things off. Maybe activate our bishop this way. It takes a couple of moves, but it's really not easy for white to do anything either. And maybe rook c1 or something. We just do things quite. This is sort of the hedgehog style. We sit and slowly try to untangle, and slowly try to untangle, and this is happening. Well, there hasn't been any move yet. But yeah, it's looking a little bit tough. And I mean, I think we have to play, I don't know, f6, f5. I'm not sure if it matters. I think anyway, white should take. And now we have to hope that this holds on somehow. The problem is that there's knight e4. If this wasn't a move, then maybe we'd be okay. If we had time to sort of get our act together here, we'd be golden. Like let's say white plays a different move here. I don't know, king h1, let's say, and then we have bishop d7, and now we're fine. I think more or less. I mean, you know, as fine as it gets in this position, because now we can drop our bishop back, kick the queen out, maybe trade off some rooks. We do have this weakness. White has this weakness. We have a nice square for our knight, maybe in the center. We can. This bishop for now needs to maybe be defending here, but yeah, eventually we'll untangle. And we won't get checkmated. I'm not as confident that after this knight e4 we won't get checkmated. I suppose we need to do this anyway. Yeah. So we can do this, probably. And that is actually mate, just because we can't go here because it's just mate. Sorry, never mind. Sorry, there's a queen there. Wait, this is just mate, sorry. Yeah, so not happening. So we can't do this actually. So, okay, how do we not lose a piece? Maybe this. But I mean, now we're really suffering on the dark squares, and maybe you can just do this or this. I mean, it's not over yet for sure, don't get me wrong. There's still some life, but this looks very scary, very, very scary. But Diana is a bit magical, has been this tournament, and generally is a bit of a magical human when it comes to chess, or, you know, life. So we'll see what you can cook up. Maybe we can swing around and sort of hold on. I don't know. What does white play? This knight is not so easy to bring into the game. Let's say we play something like this. And then we go here. For now, we're fine because this is defended. And maybe we can play b6. I don't know. Listen, there's a chance. There's a chance. I'm just, I don't know. I'm worried about this knight getting hit a bunch of times as well. So like this and this is also an idea. Because this knight's really important. Like, we don't want to give up this square, because then all the dark squares are really falling. And we still can't really untangle too well. And if we do this now, yeah, you can just take here actually and then fork us. Now, if you were to do, because you're also threatening mate after bishop takes f6, but if you were to do this, for example, then we again, I think, would be okay. Because now, even though you're attacking, you're not really cracking our dark square. Actually, are you? I mean, computer says you're not. I thought on first glance that you're not, but actually you're one tempo slow. But this pawn's hanging with check. Maybe that's kind of important. Because if you take here, you take here, take here, and then you can come back and trade queens if necessary. Or maybe you can do this. And after this, still a little bit scary, but I think you're in time. Maybe you need to do this, or this. And you are covering everything, more or less. So there's definitely still chances. But it's very difficult. Let's see what you played. Oh, knight e4, knight d5. I really think you have to move your f-pawn. Although, let's just say that this one is probably decent for black. This one's probably decent. And now your bishop's free. You can bring it into the defense. So that would be sweet if she did that, but of course that's a ridiculous move to suggest because you're just going to go here, and now you're really going to have to play f5. Honestly, actually, maybe it's not, maybe I don't hate it so much. Because if you just trade everything, you're again fine. So, listen, I mean, there's still chances for white to misplay this. She is 1700 after all. Definitely some chances. If she trades too many pieces, Niana will have good chances of turning this around. But, you know, if not, it's freaking tough. It's tough. Okay, I want to release my nerves a little bit and look at other games. What happened with Alice's game? Oh, this also didn't turn out as well. I thought she was completely crushing. Yeah, so apparently... How did we... Okay, this looks fantastic. Alice looks like she's completely... I don't know. Crushing her opponent here. Maybe she also... maybe she played this and also didn't really appreciate the trades, because here is maybe a different case of this not being good. Or is it actually? Because actually, because if you take, let's say, she took here, and now if you go here, apparently this wasn't great, but actually, I mean, I guess maybe she thought, okay, white takes, and now we get this. And here I actually kind of agree with her. It looks pretty crushing still. Apparently it's not as good as it was before. So, yeah, engine is cleverer than us humans. I would have agreed with Alice's assessment here that this looks pretty desperate still. I mean, I guess you're just in time to play rook g8, rook g7. So you don't get mated, and now, I mean, the bishop's bad, but maybe it's fine? I don't understand it personally. I don't get it myself. But okay, what happened? Oh, she took... Wait, what? Oh, I thought she took the knight, but she took the bishop. No, this I don't understand. This you'd have to explain to me. The bishop was our advantage, wasn't it? Like, the fact that this bishop's so bad is why we're better. So this I don't quite get. Maybe she was thinking... No, I don't understand this one. Because, like, it's not like if you're winning f6 or anything. Apparently it's still better if you don't play knight d5. But this I don't understand. Okay, don't really understand what happened. Now we traded everything off, and now, I mean, black doesn't have this bad piece anymore. And we're still not in time to checkmate them. In fact, e4. E4 is very nice. So maybe this would have worked if she played anything else. So why not rook g8? Because you get bishop f5. And then this knight is also kind of bad. Okay, clever actually by Alice. Maybe this was her point, but she missed e4, which is a nice positional move. You can't take because you're going to get pinned, and the queen is in the way of f3. So actually very nice move by her opponent, e4. Very important, otherwise you do seem to be in trouble still, even though maybe not as much trouble as before. So e4, excellent. Alice tries to come around, but now... Open game. I mean, we really want to win this, you know. The team we really want to win here against the Thailand team. Ireland, like, huge favorites, really. But this looks pretty open now. Don't want to look at Diana's game for a second. Just ignore the eval bar. Don't don't pay it any mind. Okay, how's Trisha's game going? Trisha, of course, pretty big rating favorite. 270 points. Favorite. But her opponent seems to be playing well. She did have white. When you're solid with white out of the opening, it can be tough to do anything. And oh yeah, I actually like this opening for white, and black is sort of forced to trade things. Okay, we're tricking things. We're being tricky here. No, bishop takes e4. Very interesting. So her opponent didn't want any of this. Fantastic. I don't really understand why this is so good. Let's say, do you come up or do you go down? I don't know. Let's say you go to e1, because I mean, you do still have this. And why is this okay for black? Oh, knight g4 is the move, of course. But then here, 95. You don't have anything more than a perpetual, right? It's not like you're winning your piece back. Or is there something better? Here, can you do something else? Okay, I guess you could do this. If you take here, then you take here, and then maybe you take here. Here might win. Okay. Who knows what's happening? That's crazy. But her opponent apparently didn't even want to give her the repetition. I'm very confused by this. Also, I'm confused. I'm wondering if Trisha, was this her plan to bail out? I don't know. Who knows? Or I mean, at first when she took it, I thought maybe she just wants the pawns. Like this, you know, like, and we take here and go here, and the king, say the king's unsafe. But computer hates it. I don't know. I don't know what the plan was, but her opponent didn't take it, so interesting. c4, apparently good. You can just give up this pawn, but you get these strong pawns. I mean, I guess that makes sense that you want to play for a win with white. I mean, yeah, sure, I suppose. You know, 1900s these days, going for the throat. I guess that, I mean, I would feel the same way. Trying to go for the win against the higher rated person. It's always exciting. You're kind of playing, I always like playing against higher rated people, just because there's, you know, not so much pressure. You don't feel like you have to win. Or I mean, even if you lose, you know, you can risk it, and then if it goes wrong, you lost against a high rated player. You had a good position. I have had this way too often, unfortunately, where I was winning against maybe like someone high rated, and then I blow it somehow because I don't quite break through correctly, and then get into time trouble, and then somehow manage to lose. It's happened a fair bunch of times. But yeah. Interesting. I mean, Trisha, I mean, definitely I'll take white, right? Pawns are equal, materials equal, but I like that white can develop quite naturally, that they can connect their passed pawns. It doesn't look like white can really lose. Black will have to set up some sort of blockade. I mean, actually, you maybe like this pawn here, just so you don't allow knight d5. But yeah, so, I mean, maybe white slightly more pleasant here. In Alice's game, okay, she castled queenside, I like that. But also not so clear anymore, so we need some wins on some boards, I'm not gonna lie. Let's look at Tosh's game. She's playing against a 1600 on board 4. Lots of maneuvering, lots of Italianing. I mean, everything seems to be equal all the time in the Italian. Tough, you know? Tough stuff against these teams of young players. My goodness. Everybody is struggling to find anything. Okay, so let's see what happened in the honest game, though. Okay, so our opponent did not play knight e4. This might be a good thing. And then she played rook f3. Then f5 did come in. So now, what is the move? So you no longer have this. So you would have to take here, but now it's basically like you wasted a move. Rook f3 doesn't seem to be very useful. So then, okay, do you take with the, what do you take with? And you don't take with the rook, I imagine, because you want to keep that rook defensive, and otherwise this rook is just not in time to save you along the f file. So bishop or knight. Probably knight, because you don't want to allow this either. And also this you don't really want to allow, because both of these knights aren't great. So probably knight takes. I wonder what happens if you play bishop takes. Yeah, this is no good, huh? I mean, also this opens up. Why is this so bad? Why is this so terrible? Oh, right, of course. I'm blind, sorry. You have this, of course. Okay, yeah, and that's just checkmate. Right, never mind. So that's no good. So yeah, we have to take with the, yeah, okay, that at least makes our decision simple. So we have to take with the knight if this happens. And then, okay, I mean, maybe we're kind of having chances again. Okay, that would be nice. So what is the right move here? Apparently white's still much better. Okay, I mean, you're not gonna do this, right? Like that seems silly. Maybe you can take here with the knight first. But then, I mean, okay, I don't know. Okay, this is apparently also not that bad. I'm just thinking, okay, this bishop looks a bit bad, but I mean, at least we can sort of stabilize a little bit. We're coming into some squares, unless they play e6 right away, which could be nasty. Because then you can also bring your bishop in this way. Oof, okay, that might be nasty actually. Oh yeah, e6 seems to be a good move. But you do have this. And maybe you can swap. But then bishop comes in here as well. Maybe you can go back. Now e7. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is tough. But e6 is not the easiest move. E6 is not the easiest move to play. So maybe this is chances 2. Thank you for the follow, Speed Berserk Boy. Good name. Okay, so... Okay, f5, rook h3. Apparently that's a fine move. But, you know, we're holding on. We're holding on. But maybe now this and e6. Sorry, hello. Now e6, and you have to go rook g7. But now you don't have the square covered anymore. So you're gonna have to give a tempo. Listen, maybe we're surviving. Could be true that we're surviving. Oh, never mind. The queen is... I'm sorry, I'm super blind today. Super blind. So what if we do this? And then e7. No, but actually, this doesn't work because mate in the end. Aha, very clever. So we do have some hope in this line as well. Very interesting line. This desk gives me Diana posture. Super hunch. Let me just raise this a little bit so I can actually... Oh, but this probably looks really silly on stream, does it? Not the worst thing, actually. I look a little bit small now, but I am, so there's that. Okay, so rook f7 was played, of course. Knight takes d5 was played. Okay, that's a shame. It appears to have been the only good move. Okay, and she took back, of course. And now, will her opponent play e6? I mean, everything is forced for black, so that's good in a way. You really don't have any choice. I'm gonna play rook g7. And if she plays this, you're gonna have to find bishop d6. Otherwise, you're kind of screwed because the bishop's coming in here. So this. And then, I mean, Diana has been shockingly calculating this tournament. So it's usually something she hates doing at all. Hello, Simply Kale. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Just doing some commentary on Diana's Olympiad game, or rather on the Irish team's Olympiad games. Maybe the puzzle rush helped. Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah, so here, the line I was mentioning, this is very tempting, right? Because it looks like you might be just winning on the spot, because after rook takes, queen takes, bishop takes, it looks like you can't defend this, but actually you're getting mated first. So it doesn't work. So you'd have to see this ahead of time. Maybe this is more on white's calculation ability than on black's, though. Let's be real. It's not as much a black issue. But yeah, after rook g7, after e6, rook g7, that is kind of a natural continuation. Bishop f4, and then you would have to find bishop d6, I guess, but you're kind of forced to. And then it will have to be determined if white can resist the allure of bishop takes. Not bishop takes, sorry. Of e7, I mean. If she takes, and then this is actually also a bit scary, but no, it's not, because we have bishop d7, and now, finally, at long last, our other rook comes in. Now, this is still... I would still be a little bit scared. Although, actually, maybe not, because at some point we can just take here. At some point we can just take. I was thinking it's a bit scary because our bishop's pretty bad. Literally all our pawns are on light squares, whereas this knight can come in and do some damage, but maybe we have some time, just enough time to untangle. We can also sometimes think of playing something like f4 and bishop f5 and put the bishop here, sacrifice a pawn or something, if necessary. So, I'm getting nervous again. I always get too nervous when Diana's playing. And she's making us sweat. Like, she's really prone to making us sweat. But okay, apparently e6 is not so easy. So what other moves are there? What other moves are there? What are natural moves? You could bring the knight in. It's not too ridiculous. Oh, never mind, it is, because you can just take it. Never mind. That is kind of silly. So, I don't know, bishop g5 also looks a bit silly, I'm not gonna lie. and we're just trading things. And it doesn't even do anything. It's not even like, maybe we can just play this as well. Yeah. Okay. I mean, still better. I mean, of course, now our bishop does look extremely stupid for the moment, but it's better than getting checkmated. That's for sure. It's better than getting checkmated. Oh, okay. Her pawn played e6, so she's playing well. Apparently, so this is, I guess, the right move. Okay, and this is super forced, so we have to play this as Diana really quickly. And then, what is the follow-up though? What is the concrete follow-up? I don't really see like a knockout after this. So what is the correct course of action here? I mean, I guess it is also just a positional thing. Like, it's much better to have, even if you just move your bishop away. Bishop g5, I mean, the problem is we can't really develop our bishop so easily. And so if we play, let's say, b6, oh yeah, e7 is also a thing. E7 is also a thing, isn't it? Huh. Because, actually, is it? Is it a thing? I guess, oh yeah, I guess you have rook c3 maybe. Rook e3, I mean, sorry. Maybe not. Oh, you have, maybe have, you have this, I guess. And what's the material now? You're up a piece. So that would be great. Okay, that might be... Okay, but this is a queen sack, so maybe she won't see it. Who knows? She has been playing very well, it must be said. Her opponent's been playing a very good game. She has not made many mistakes. Diana has been... I don't know, didn't handle the con structure as well as she could have. I mean, it's tough. This is kind of a tough structure to play for sure. But okay, it's not over. I want to emphasize, okay? This is a tough situation she's in. Yeah, it is, Kjol, it is. Indeed it is. Actually, okay, I need some emotional relief for a second. Let's look at the other games real quick. Okay, how's Trisha doing? None of them seem to be doing too well. I don't know. This Thailand team seem to be extremely underrated. They're all doing so well, even though they're all rated quite a bit lower. I don't know. It's a bit shocking how well they're doing. I mean, Trisha just in trouble out of the opening, and now this looks nice for white. I mean, comfortable. Nothing happening for black at all. Nice pawns. I was gonna say not too much counterplay, but really no counterplay at all for black. The queen is very strange here on a6. Hard to develop properly. White is coming in with the rest of the pieces. I mean, maybe it's impossible for black to make progress, but for white to make progress, but it's also hard for black to do anything. I mean, maybe just make a flat square or bring your rook to c8 or d8, but not so easy for sure. Alice was completely winning, but now things have been looking a little bit tricky. I like what she's doing though. So queenside castles and c3, kind of clever. Trying to win this pawn that way. And now what does black actually do? do you have to do? Like, I mean, you can't really save this pawn, can you? Maybe you can trade queens. Because let's say you trade queens, and then you're always even getting this pawn back, so it's not really winning anything. So you'd have to keep the queens on, maybe. Say this, and then you can maybe do this. Maybe this is fine. Is this fine? Apparently not fine. Apparently Penamundo is talking rubbish. That would have been my natural move. What is better? Okay, maybe this actually. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, this, and then you take on g2, and now it's with tempo of the queen. Yeah, now you have nothing. Now you got nothing. Ah, maybe you have this one. Attacking with tempo. Then you can take here next. Tricky. How is this? Ah, this is so unlucky. They always have something, don't they? Goodness me. And that's actually infuriating. My goodness. I'd be tilting if I saw this line as Alice. I'd be like, what in the world? How is everything working out for her? That's not fair. But computer still likes it for Alice, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just incapable of finding the line. Yeah, anyway. By the way, if any of you viewers, if you guys want a postcard from the Olympiad, personal message from Diana, and a signature by a mystery GM, mystery top player, or in fact, if you're lucky, you can maybe request a particular signature autograph by your favorite player. You can get that at the small price of a tier 3 sub, all in the effort of getting Diana to enough sub points to get to the next stage of Twitch partnership. I don't know exactly how it works, but basically that you get a better revenue split. You get more of the money from subs and things like that, which would obviously be great, because then the money would actually, that you want to support Diana with, would actually go to her instead of Jeff Bezos taking half of it. So yeah, if you want to support the stream that way, that would be great. Also, every day Diana is doing recaps, or every day she plays at least, of her game, of her games. Oh, sorry, that was one too many S's. So Exclam recaps, you can go to her YouTube channel, watch the recaps, give them a like, subscribe to the channel, and so on, comment for the algorithm. Diana, make her blow up like, I don't know, a blowfish. Viral like Corona. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that would be sweet, and Diana would be very happy about it, and me too. Second-hand happiness. Okay, let's see. Rook g7. Her opponent's playing excellently, but I still have hope. She played bishop f4. Now, we need to find bishop d6, and we need to see that this isn't losing. That is importante. So this is the trick. Otherwise, of course, if you take here, and you couldn't, if you had to take back, then you would of course lose to this. So you need to see that in the end, this is actually checkmate, or, you know, that you have this move. In the end, you need to see that to go for this. And if her opponent misses this, then, you know, if she takes here, actually, what's the eval after she takes here? So apparently, sorry, not takes here. I meant after playing e7. I don't know what's happening with the computer right now. Jesus Christ. Okay, here, apparently, things are completely equal. So that would be our saving grace. Okay, this is what we're going for. This is the variation that we're manifesting. All right, so this is the dream. This is the goal. This is the whatever it is. Okay, and it's not super trivial to avoid this. Now, we still have a problem if white just, puts the bishop somewhere. We do have problems with e7. So we're gonna have to go back. I don't know what's happening here. What is wrong with the computer? Sometimes it really does weird stuff. Am I lagging? Is the stream lagging? Or is it just, I don't know, just me? Just a computer playing tricks on poor old Padamundo. Anyway. Yeah, what I'm saying is this would be required. We need to play bishop d6, I think. Otherwise, I don't know. Let's say we go back. Hello. Let's say we go back. Then you go here. What is happening? Sillychess.com. Stop it. Yeah. Actually, okay. Here we have bishop f6. Okay. Well, maybe slight hopes of holding on as well, actually, because now, I mean, this pawn is hanging. Why is this? Why is the board doing this? Let's refresh for a second. It's very irritating. Okay, now it's actually doing things. That's nice. Anyway, what do you guys think? Chat, darlings, do you think Diana can pull through? Is this something she can hold? There's only one right answer, of course. The answer is yes. Yes, she can. Apparently queen d8 then, not like completely crazy. Maybe also doable. But I still prefer bishop d6. Just giving her the opportunity to blunder. Both taking and e7 are not great. Yeah, so here. I mean, still not the best position I've ever seen, you know? Oh wait, we can take at some point, maybe. Anyway, who knows? Well, I mean, the thing is, if you intuitively play the game, if you play a bullet game, you're gonna play this, right? The problem is just once you see e7, you could convince yourself that it doesn't work because, sorry, not because of this, because of this, and then taking it then here. Oh, hello, what is happening? What in the world? And then taking, and then here, missing that this is checkmate. So, yeah, that would be the reason not to play bishop d6. So actually, less calculation is better. If you guys are aware of the poker meme, more rake is better. This is maybe the chess equivalent. Less calculation is better. The less you calculate, the better your moves. I'm too nervous. Okay, let's look at Alice's game. Has her opponent made a move? Okay, apparently a not good one. We love to see it. Okay, apparently Alice's move also not good. Tragic. Hard position, of course. So this is a mistake because what? I mean, we need to move the queen. Apparently queen h4 is not the right square. So what is the right square? queen h6 or queen h3. It's only three choices. One of them is right, or maybe two of them. Would be very unlucky if only one of them was wrong. I guess the reason this is wrong is probably f5, and then there's this tension here. So maybe here? Okay, I'm not sure. It's unclear if this is the right move. Then f5 and no, wait, wearing a pawn. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard life, you know. It's a hard life. Let's see. So rook g5, queen h4, f5. Apparently it's okay. I mean, okay, conceptually, I also liked that we were protecting the g2 pawn. So I don't know why we went to h4 of all places. Interesting, actually. I don't know. Can't be... I'm too nervous to think about this position properly. We need to... Oh, sorry, that's Alex's game again. I want to see Trisha's game. Trish. Okay, nothing's been happening. Nothing much. Rook c8 was played. Makes sense. Okay. Rook d1. Maybe knight d7. Maybe we're trying to bait this out. And then we go back. Maybe. And put our knight on a good square. Who knows? Okay, it looks equal. Maybe, I don't know, it looks tough for... Diana played queen d8. Goddamn. What the hell? Don't love it. How about Tosh? Just still maneuvering their brains out. I don't know what in the world is happening here. Just playing the slowest game where nothing happens. This is the Italian for you. I don't know. Couldn't possibly personally be convinced to play that. But okay. So Diana played queen d8. I guess she was scared of the variation that we said. I don't know why else you would play queen d8. Whoops, the position doesn't look ideal. Yes, indeed, it does not. Hey, go cool. Okay, so the line that we were hoping for now is here, and she takes. But I think that's a bit much to hope for. But what is it that is crushing here for... Came back from an exhausting day of work to see this. Yeah. Tell me about exhausting days of work. My goodness, Goku. My goodness. I'd swap any second. No. So what's the move here? Maybe this. Apparently correct. Yeah, I guess next you're taking and then you're pushing. So you have to do something about it. So you have to take maybe and then blockade. But then you're losing this pawn. Not great. I don't know. And you can't take here because you're gonna just lose. Yeah, that's tough. Also, there's this, if we ever move the bishop away. So we can't move anything. No, this doesn't look good. This does not look good. There's very little you can do, unfortunately. I would have really loved to see her play bishop d6. Making it a bit more tricky for her opponent. Setting some traps, you know? Because this is not so easy to play for white, I think. Because it's like, I want a knockout here, but what is it? But when you can put the bishop here and then just double up, that seems all very intuitive. But here you have to think a little bit. You have to think a little. I mean, to be honest, even this and then just pushing next, this looks also, I don't know. You can just, but actually, okay, so what is the solution here? I guess it's similar. I guess it's maybe similar, isn't it? I don't know. Let's say she takes and then does this. Okay, this is apparently not good. I mean, of course it's not, right? Because here you actually can take. Yeah, and then this would be great, but yeah. Anyway, tough day at the office. Tough day at the office. Let's see what her opponent comes up with, though. The problem is it's like getting harder and harder to find variations that don't win. You always want to give your opponent as many opportunities to go wrong as possible, but I don't see that many. This just looks too good. Looks too good. I don't know, like, what can we find? Don't really have any choices, right? I mean, maybe you can, I don't know, try to sack an exchange. Maybe. But I mean, what does it do? Nothing really, right? Knight is coming in here, and rooks are doubling. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it does. Earlier, there were some situations where you could throw it, you know. But our opponent's also been playing well. Well, I don't know, Gokul. I mean, because if she trades things, it does look not great with the bishop and all your pawns on the light squares. But, you know, I can see this being not so easy. Like, for example, let's say you just trade everything and say, okay, I'm winning anyway. You know, at some point, it's not that clear. Like, I don't know. You can take here now and... Yeah, sure, I mean, it's still good for white, but... I mean, let's say you just keep trading everything. It's still nice, but it's not nearly as clear. Anyway, I don't know. We would kill to get this right now, is my point. Much better than getting mated. So goes the logic. Oh man. Alice's game is going as well. She was so winning earlier. This was very, like, I think she got very unlucky actually. Like you say, like they say luck is not a factor in chess, but I think this was actually very unlucky. Like some of the resources, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So now, rook g2, queen trade. Okay, computer says black. Black's better? No, surely not. Okay, I don't know. But it is true actually, because this is another case of kind of a shockingly, this is now a bad bishop. If you, let's say, trade queens. And then you, I don't know. Well, actually, you can't even do this because then here, and then you're losing. So, yeah, this is actually a problem. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, tough. This is all. This is the match is not going well. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody's winning. We need somebody to win. Also, Trisha's opponent and Trisha playing apparently like super GM game. Nothing's happening the whole time. UL's constantly zeros. This is when This is why I say Trisha is the Wesley So of the team. It's very good, but somehow she always produces these games where nothing happens. It's very strange to me. Because it's also shocking because like she would surely outcalculate these guys, girls, women, to a ridiculous degree. Like she was 2300 not so long ago. So I don't know. Like it's almost hurting me that she's never getting these positions where she can make full use of those skills. Okay, so now, I mean, does black eventually get the queen out of here? Is this a thing you can do sometimes? Can you eventually play like b6, queen b7 or something? Because this queen has been on a6 the whole game. I mean, it went to a5 and then to a6 and there it's been the whole time. So, yeah, a bit of a tragedy, this one. The wayward queen. I don't know, it doesn't, like, it's hard to see what can happen to white's position. Black's is so sort of weirdly coordinated that it's really difficult to see how to make anything work. I don't know. Let's see. Did Diana's opponent do anything? No. So at least she's not really getting low on time. She's still up at 27 minutes. But, okay, I don't understand what she's thinking about. There's surely only one move here. I don't understand what's happening. Would be great, I mean, I don't know, if she went back or maybe here. I mean, I guess this is a move you can play. But then, do you allow anything? I don't know. Can we finally develop? No. G5. Alright, let's go. And after bishop e5, then you have rook g6. So that would be a cool thing if that happened. Wowee. Apparently black would be back in the game. And I kind of see it because now this bishop can't really be removed very easily. And it's a more or less useful blockader. I mean, it still controls some squares. Now, I mean, this bishop's still a problem, but we might be able to take here eventually. I mean, queen has to move. If it goes too far away, we might be able to just take. Unless this is something. No, but actually here we can do queen d7. And we're defending everything. And we found a way for black to be better, you know? We found a way. Now, do we believe in this way? Yes. The answer is yes. I mean, it's not the most ridiculous move, I guess, to start with rook e3. It's not like, I mean, if she's thinking about something, that is most likely what she's thinking about, right? Like, what else could she be thinking about? I mean, she could think about this and trying to sort of distract and try to queen, but that's ridiculous. That can never work, right? I mean, so I don't know. That doesn't make sense. That just loses immediately. So what is she thinking about? It must be something. Or I mean, okay, maybe this. What happens after this? Okay, also doesn't seem to be super good. I guess the knight is just not very good on the square because you can never... I mean, if you ever do something where this bishop can take it, that would be disaster. Okay, actually, it also invites b6, and now if you go here, you can... maybe not. I know. And if you go knight d7, then you'd be super happy. Finally get rid of the stupid bishop. Apparently white is still much better here. After this. Ah yeah, because you don't have bishop f6 now. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe I should say that to her. Wesley's winning today. Well, I mean, you know, he's got to win sometimes. It's not like Trisha never wins. I'm just saying, things often don't really happen in her games. Okay, let's see. Unfortunately, Team Ireland in the Open down 1 point against Greece. Tom O'Gorman lost his game. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this was a weird game. Something like the whole time. I mean, it was a bit up and down eval wise, but like, computer was loving white the whole time, and here apparently it's really loving white. I don't know. It's all very okay. I mean, this now looks very nice, I guess. So with the diagonal, and it's hard to do anything about it, and you can't even really, you know, it's bishop on f8, so you can't even defend it very well. Yeah, okay, that's nasty. Very nice game. Papayannis, he did like Papayanu. I don't know. They all have similar names. Maybe I'm thinking about some other guy. Okay, how about the other games? David Fitzsimons was doing very well earlier. Still seems to be doing well. Yeah, this was a disastrous structure. He did play Queen b5, like we were saying earlier, and it's kind of a nice move. Trading off the queens, and now you have a really nice endgame with the bishops and these kind of ridiculous looking pawns. Okay, bishop went to f1. I guess that makes sense, because here it would be attackable. Okay, now wins a pawn. Locks in the rook. Oh, never mind. Doesn't lock in the rook. Rook takes on a2. But you're winning your pawn back. Very nice. Ah, maybe not immediately. But okay, I mean, even if you're not winning the pawn now, this looks a bit stupid. And you can just probably, like, I don't know, walk to the center with the king or something. And then push your center pawns. Okay, engine didn't immediately like it, but I'm sure this is good. I'm sure this is extremely good for white. To be honest, at some point, can't you just trade everything on the... Well, actually, you can't really, I guess. Never mind. But yeah, if you ever trade stuff here and then you have this pawn and the bishop versus knight, that should be plenty to win. So that's looking really good. Tarun. Oh, this was this very scary looking King's Indian. I was thinking black looks really pleasant, like black's position, like a dream King's Indian. Computer briefly agreed, but apparently Tarun is doing very well, holding on. I was very scared here, I'm not gonna lie. I was very scared for white, but looks like he's doing really well. And I mean, really well as in like to not get into trouble, which I thought was like, I don't know, virtually guaranteed. If I had played this, I would feel like I would have got mated. But that was nice. Maybe I was overestimating the attack a bit. And final game. Teodoru against Connor Murphy. Okay, let's also go from the start. So some sort of English transposing into a Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation. Queenside Castle, my goodness, okay. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I would take this in a second, but this is the title players for you. Okay, now he takes it. Doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. Who knows? Pawns are further advanced now. Maybe you wanted to bait them forward. Okay, but now, I mean, these knights look pretty decent. Computer seems to think that... Okay, I don't know. Why not knight c4? I don't know. These are very mysterious moves to me, but I guess must be a good reason. Sometimes I feel like they're just making fun of the normies when they don't play moves that look so, you know, like they're begging to be played. They're like, haha, look, like a normal person would now play knight c4, but I see more. This seems to be like evaluation-wise the same. Just for funsies, we played knight c7 instead of knight c4. I just feel personally trolled when they're too good to even let us try to understand what they're doing. Anyway, rook b3, and maybe now b6, just to stop this, which looks a bit annoying, especially now that our knight is on c7. Yeah, who knows? We do have to worry a bit about this pawn, and how we are going to defend that long term. I mean, I guess knight c4 also keeps an eye on b6, so maybe we can do that instead. But who can tell? Let's go back to Diana's game. Okay, her opponent did play bishop e5 eventually. Bishop f6 was played, rook e3. God damn it, she's playing all the good moves. It's unfair. Stop her. Somebody tell her it's not allowed. Yeah, now this looks... I don't know. Doesn't look too pleasant. I mean, this unfortunately doesn't work because here, like you're just losing a piece, if not more. I don't know, if you take, it's gonna be very hard to stop the pawn. And your bishop is just such a disaster. And you're losing this pawn as well. Then they have two connected pass pawns. I guess just connected pass pawns. Kind of required that there's two. Is there anything better than taking? No, I don't think so. At least I don't see it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Like this is such a tragedy. See, that's why we don't even play the French Sicilian variations, because our bishop's just gonna lose us the game. That's why we avoid. No, but I don't know. That was just an unfortunate game. I mean, we can go through it from the opening. So kind of a Khan type of thing. I wasn't in love with knight c6. Knight bd7, a bit more normal. Then we sort of play our hedgehog things. I don't know why she went for this. And we talked about it earlier. But yeah, maybe just stylistic. I mean, it didn't turn out so bad because eventually we did have knight b4 and trade it off that way. So not objectively bad. And here, okay, first, I mean, this was like a minor dislike. I guess here is where the trouble really started. Now, after knight d7, I think we have a decent position. Not like, you know, super great or anything, but we can maneuver and, like, you know, eventually we can untangle, and black doesn't have an immediate attack. They have a nice center, but yeah, this is at least, there are no real open lines towards our king. And if they do something like knight e4, we can just go knight d5 and we're fine. So this would have been much better. Instead, she chose to take first. Now, the computer still thinks it's okay, but this is very annoying. Now pressure on the F file, knight is coming here in some situations. Bishop now has some open diagonal to work with, so I feel like we just improved White's position significantly. Now, one maybe redeeming quality of this trading first might have been knight d5, playing it sort of as a pawn sacrifice, and activating our pieces. This would have been a cool idea. Whenever we want, we could get the pawn back with taking and queen b6. Probably not advisable though. We just want to develop our pieces and put pressure on the center. And yeah, our bishops are very good. And I think we have good compensation here for the pawn. So that would have been a good way to play this, I believe, if we had, if we decided that we want to trade. Maybe, White didn't need to take, but I think it would have been very natural to do so. But instead, she went knight d7 now, and now, yeah, White is very active, and we're sort of cramped. Like, our bishop's really awful, because now it's very difficult for our knight to get over anywhere in time. Now, in the earlier position, with a pawn still on f4, we could maybe do this and this, because we have some time. Moving knight to open up the protection of this square so that f4 wouldn't be possible. F5, sorry. And that would have been nice. But yeah, now after queen h5 and g6. g6 apparently also not great. But here it's already tough. I mean, f6 had been an idea for a while as well. I think here as well, f6 is the best move. And if they take, we're fine again. Looks a bit scary, but at least, again, we get to move our pieces, which is very crucial. Instead, knight b6 now, g6, and yeah, nothing can move. We're getting sort of crushed all over the shop, and now if White trades, we're again fine, because now we can take here and our bishop's freed, and we trade material. But with knight e4, for example, this would have been very scary. Opponent plays rook f3 instead. And now comes over, we have to play f5 because we need to defend h7 somehow. Yeah, now. Yeah, here, opponent played it very nicely, taking on d5 and playing e6, making sure that the pieces can penetrate. And I think here maybe this would have been, at least a try to make it a bit difficult for White, because taking kind of loses a bit of the advantage, even though we still have a bad bishop. And crucially, this one doesn't work, because after takes, queen takes, there's no bishop takes, and then mate attack, because we have mate ourselves. So that would have been a kind of a trick. But yeah, let's see what's happening in the game. Okay, rook e7. So queen e7, it doesn't really make... I mean, okay, I guess we're defending our pawn for the moment. It looks very tough. I mean, maybe there's still some chances somewhere. I don't know, maybe we can trade queens and blockade somehow eventually. Let's say if this ever moves, but I don't know, knight's coming in. I guess we've got to play b6 or something. Okay, I mean, also, maybe they can mess... Wow, okay, this is a ridiculous move. We can just take here. Actually, no. Oh, we need to take with them. Wait, so why doesn't this work? Ah, we can take here, of course. Yeah, okay. I'm silly. I was silly. I thought we had to take the pawn first, and then we get mated somehow. But actually, there is a thing here. Okay, our opponent played knight to d2. I guess the idea is to reroute this way. Also seems good, unfortunately. Maybe not as good, apparently. Now, we need to find a way to do something here. It's very difficult to do anything here. Good on Diana for holding this. Well, we'll see. I think it's like a Jesus take the wheel kind of moment. Jesus in this case being her opponent, because I think only her opponent has the ability to drive this off the road for white. But yeah, I mean, she's alive for the moment. She's not even down material. Maybe we wish that we were down some material. We wish we were down some material. For example, let's say this pawn was gone and our bishop was on the square instead. Let's say we captured this pawn with our bishop in one move. Maybe, you know? And then dominates the knight, maybe we can... Or e4, I mean, that's even better if we don't need to sacrifice anything. If we can teleport here, that might be even better. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't gonna be too greedy, you know, Goku. I was gonna say I'm content with taking our d5 pawn. Now that's still losing, I'm sure. Actually, let's say I'm relatively confident. Reasonably confident. Quite confident that that would still not be holdable, but at least we'd have some chances. Oh man, okay, let's see the other games. This is too... Come on, we can't lose to Thailand. Actually, I mean, they seem very good, actually, so that's not true. They seem very good. Okay, Trisha... Her opponent's also playing a really, really incredible game. I don't know what to say to that. Like, she's playing very well. Trisha has been on the back foot the whole time. She hasn't made a single mistake. Trisha's pieces have looked silly the whole game. I don't know. I mean, maybe the queen can finally come back somehow, but after a6, I guess the question is, what happens here? Can you play this? Can you play even knight a7? Actually, what if you play knight a7? I can take here with tempo. Okay, maybe that's not so good. Wait, so what do you do after a6? Because, I mean, this pawn is hanging, in fact. I guess you can do this first, and then you can chase the queen away. And then do this. Okay, I mean, if we get this, then Trisha might have some chances. Wasn't Trisha like 2250, 2300 before? Yeah, she was. She was like, yeah, she was 23 something. Not too long ago. But I mean, yeah, she was still, I think she's 18 now. So she's no longer on K40 now, maybe? I'm not actually 100% sure. No, I'm pretty confident that she's no longer on K40, but she was, and she, you know, you can go a lot up and down in points. Lots of swings for the youngins, as long as they're still on K40. Trisha's not the only one. Lara's also been swinging quite a lot. She went down to like low 1800s, I think, and now she's back up to 19 something. So yeah, happens a lot, I guess, with the juniors. But Trisha, definitely, I mean, it's unclear. I don't know. Like, it's always hard to tell as well. Like, is she really 2300 or is she really 2180? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. But I think when Trisha went up there, I think she also had K40 still. Because she hasn't been 18 for that long, I believe. But I mean, don't quote me on it. I'm not 100% sure. Recently, somebody asked Diana who's older, Lara or Trisha? And Diana said she had to like she didn't know, which I thought was crazy because clearly Trisha is much older than Lara, but it confuses people. Trisha has a very I don't know. She seems very young sometimes. Like she sounds, I guess her voice maybe sounds very young. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so maybe if this happens, we could have some chances. I can see potential in Black's position there. And she did play a6, so maybe we can have a tiny bit of hope. A tiny bit of hope in this game. Who knows, though? Let's see. Let's look at Alice's game. Oh man, oh man. Oh, things are going dubiously. Okay, I mean, now we're just trading things. Materials equal, but this pawn isn't my favorite thing in the world. I mean, it's not like we're losing it immediately. But I like Black's position better now. I mean, we are passive. Our bishop's not really that great. Black has a passed pawn. White doesn't. Black doesn't really have any targets. Maybe we could play a4 at some point and try to create some, but we're always going to have to babysit things. I mean, this knight is always going to be stable here. This rook's always going to be stable here. I don't even see how you do anything as white. Meanwhile, black can just come in and I don't know. I'd be worried here as white, actually. I don't know about this. It looks a bit worrying. But maybe I'm just seeing ghosts because I'm in a pessimistic sort of mood now. Since Tosh is winning though. Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on. The Italian machine is somehow working its magic. I have no idea what went on for the last 20 moves, but after some years of shuffling, she couldn't take the tension. She played g6, which is apparently really bad. Oh yeah, because we're hanging in. Okay. Wait, so here and. Oh yeah, what? Wait, what? I don't understand. Yeah, I guess her opponent lost her mind a little bit here. Because, yeah, this is just the thing. Wow. Okay, so Tosh's strategy of just like confusing the heck out of people by just moving around like in sorts of not understandable ways, like typical Italian stuff, shuffling, and suddenly you're lost. And this is what happened here, although this was kind of tactical, I suppose. Now you're just an exchange up. Wonderful, brilliant, great, fascinating how that worked. I have no idea what just happened, but yeah. Okay, meanwhile, Diana played queen b6. I mean, hard to suggest anything really good. I guess we could have tried queen e8. I was thinking about it. Tried to take this pawn. Yeah, toss opponent randomly hung a rook. I don't know. Like, I also would lose my mind in this type of game. I don't know. It's just like pieces are going places for no discernible reason, and then suddenly you lose, and that's very frustrating. But I guess you can never take because the queen can come back. Okay, so instead queen b6 was played. Now her opponent played queen e3. Okay, now this is a thing. So I don't know what we're. So what is the plan here exactly? Okay, what if we just take a pawn? What about that? Might as well, you know. It's not like we're gonna. I don't know. It's not like our queen is doing anything useful anyway. We can always come back, more or less. Not possible because now the queen's in the way. So knight moves somewhere. I don't know, b6, maybe b6, a5. I guess you're also hanging this, so. Ugh. Anyway, okay, who knows? Yeah, this looks... But okay, I mean, sometimes, you know, opponent only has 10 minutes left. I'm regaining some hope, you know? I'm regaining some hope. Just play reasonably quickly. Diana. Okay, somebody followed. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Bellatore V4. Hell nah. Okay, I don't know what you're saying, but hell nah to something. Hell nah, she's not losing. Hopefully, that would be good. Oh, sorry, I also went to the wrong thing. Okay, so Tosh is winning. Wait, so what's happening here? I thought for a second, like, okay, we're having a chance here. Our opponent played Queen C3. Okay, and Trisha didn't want to trade queens, which tells me that she's yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. Do you play friendlies? Like friendly chess game? Chess games even. Well, generally I do, but not now because we are doing some commentary on Diana's Olympiad games. Or rather, Team Ireland's Olympiad Games, semi-official stream of the Irish team. Speaking of Irish team, how is Connor doing in the Open? Okay, so he did go for the knight c4 variation to stop this. Now rook d6. Okay. No idea what's going on once again. Okay, so we are preventing this tactic by with rook c8, because then we're defending again. Okay, trying to undermine the knight another way. And okay, computer seems to like this for black. A little bit. I mean, it's all over the shop. I mean, if we do win this pawn, we do have two connected passers. That are potentially supported by the king. So that's promising. I'm looking for people to pave. What does it mean? Like, turn me into a bit of pavement? Blitzbeast, yeah. The strangest thing is China's the top 4 rated women and none of them are playing. Yeah. That is a bit weird. That is a bit weird. But I'm actually, well, I'm happy that Luma Yi is playing. That's kind of exciting always to have these. Like, she plays exciting chess. She might be, you know, one of the next big things in women's chess. It's always exciting to have those. That's one thing that I like about, like, I appreciate more about the Women's Olympiad, I guess. That they have a lot of, like, more young players. Alice Lee is interesting actually because like some of the ones that were like super promising have stalled like a little bit. Aline Rubers like got to IM and then dropped a bit, and Alice as well. I mean, they're great of course, but you know, it would be great to see them go even higher. I hope it will happen. It's also like a thing, I guess, when schoolwork comes in and stuff. I have a feeling that many of the female players tend to be a little bit more conscientious when it comes to non-chess responsibilities, which is good for life. I mean, to be honest, they would have problems in life anyway, so whatever. But oh, 2800 online. That's impressive. 2850 in bullet. Power of a point. That's a cool nickname. I like it. She's a bit of a point. Power of a point. Like point in the sense of, you know, like small. She's very small. Or maybe she only looks that way because she always she seems to like always like, I don't know, she also talks like she's very small. Maybe she's not actually physically small. I don't actually know. But she has such a soft voice, like she talks very quietly and like an adult. Very interesting. Very interesting character, honestly. Very cool. Anyway, where were we? Okay, Trisha. Oh no, what's happening? Okay. Wait, so Trisha didn't want to trade queens, and now 97 apparently good for. Oh wow, okay. Variations. Hey. Okay. No, come on. Come on. No, Trisha. Let's not do that. Come on. Let's not lose, okay? Let's not lose, please. Ah, her opponent made a mistake, maybe? Oh, never mind. Oh? Oh. A3, it says blunder. Gukar's opponent took inspiration from Diana with the bishop. Okay, so here apparently we had a chance, but then apparently we didn't anymore. Okay, sad. I don't know what the move was. Okay, listen. I mean, it's not still that. It's still not that obvious. It's still not that obvious. Like, what's happening here? I don't know. I mean, it's obvious that white is very much doing great, but what is it you actually do to win? Ah, but now even this is like a bit annoying, isn't it? I mean, you really would have liked to move your bishop at some point. So, I guess maybe b6 or a5. I mean, a5 maybe, and then you also have this. Actually, a5. A5 is the move, isn't it? Ugh. I always thought, okay, we need to free our bishop, but actually we need to free our rook. Because the bishop, I mean, at least it puts some pressure. But we can also, yeah. See, we need to watch more Richard Report games because he plays this in like every single game these days. Because he doesn't care about rating anymore. He just wants to look cool. It feels like. Yeah, a5. Or be like Brent Jacobson, play a5 and rook a6 immediately. But yeah, okay. Yeah, this is very instructive. This is a very instructive game all around. But this is, of course, an idea that makes a ton of sense. I was like, what do we play first, b6 or a5? And then we activate our bishop. But of course, that's bull. Because we never have time for that. But this we have time for, because our rook's actually not even doing anything. Well, this one is kind of doing a little bit, at least. So maybe, at some point, I mean, our opponent has been giving some chances. I don't know. What happens if we do it now? I'm going to be obsessed with this move now, so let's see. Apparently here it's not. I mean, okay, knight f7. And then maybe this as well. Okay. Anish got crushed. Who did he get crushed by? Let's actually look around what's been happening. Oh, by the way, David Fitzsimons won. Brilliant. Perfect. Like a really well played game. He got crushed in a similar kind of style yesterday. And today he took his revenge. Like, this was a beautiful game. I mean, beautiful in the sense that, like, his opponent never stood a chance. So very nice. And very kind of aesthetic. That he just created a weakness and, like, blew him off the board. And it's very telling, actually, that he resigns here, right? It's very telling. He was, like, too disgusted to even play on. I mean, yeah. Ugh. Tough. Very nice game. And that would put Ireland on track for another upset, maybe. They upset Israel yesterday with holding them to a 2-2. And here, it seems like the same thing's happening. Computer things, I guess they're repeating. All right, brilliant. So Connor maybe holding. I mean, okay, I guess Teodoru. I guess it's, I don't know. It's already, is it already threefold? I think it should be. Like this 1, 2. Okay, he can claim now. This would be a third repetition. So is there anything else that white can do? I mean, these pawns are very scary. It's a pawn down, so I don't see why he would play on. Doesn't really make sense. Maybe he's playing to lose if he wouldn't do that. So brilliant. That would be great. And now that leaves Tarun against hard to pronounce name from Greece. And this one. Okay, I mean, now white at least has a position that looks, I mean, like you can't do very much because all these squares are covered, but also definitely doesn't look like black can do very much either. So maybe this is also just gonna be a draw. It would be brilliant. Get Constantina, and ask how to pronounce those names. Yeah, that would be good, I guess. Although we'd have to get the voice comms on. Otherwise, it wouldn't really help. Or maybe they can write them phonetically. No, no, Trisha. No, what's happening? Oh yeah, we're getting checkmated. Okay, this is not looking so good. I don't want to play anymore. Can we go home? Can we restart the round? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm not happy. Sad. This would be sad. Well, I don't know if it's increasing the pressure on Diana precisely. Also, Alice, I don't believe in her position at all. This doesn't look nice. I believe in black here, I'm not gonna lie. This looks very nice for black, like a free roll. But like, let's just appreciate the position here. Out of the opening, it looked totally crushing. Alice played so well. I think we could have just like, I don't know. Well, because I'm relatively sure that after like castling, she would have taken here twice, yeah? This is like mind game our opponent real quick. So here, and this just looks so crushing. Like this bishop is such a piece of, you know, uselessness. Diana's thinking about playing the player would have come in useful, I think. But then I don't know what happened here. I don't know why we took the bishop. I saw the notation and I saw knight takes and I just assumed she took the knight. But then I was like, I don't know what happened here. The thing is, she had a great idea. She had a great idea here. It just unfortunately doesn't work because, like, actually, if not for this piece of, I don't know, this exact variation, like takes, and e4, this is actually very good for white. So it's like she made this concession, positional concession, I can't speak anymore, to get sort of a crushing attack, but just missed something. And that's very sad. So, I'm sure she didn't really, like, I mean, she's very good. So she didn't, like, not understand that taking the bishop is weird. So she just thought she had a crushing attack. But e4 saves the game, unfortunately. And now it's actually tough to play for white. And her opponent, again, played very well. Like, Team Thailand, like, incredibly good play by them. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so what's happening here? So our queen's back on b6. No, hold on, what? Okay, queen's on d6. Knight g5. b5. Okay. Now knight f7, queen b6, knight h6. Okay, I guess we go into the corner. And then we do a repetition. Or what? What's happening here? And she'll feel worse if she loses since it cost the team. Whereas if the team wins at least, you won't feel bad from that perspective. Yeah, it's true. It feels... Wait, hold... Oh, never mind. I just thought Tosh wasn't winning anymore. Wait, Tosh isn't... No, that's Alice's game. Sorry, 1 second. Where's Tosh's game? Is Tosh winning at least? Okay, Tosh is winning at least. Well, listen, I think it's more on Trisha though, because Diana at least announced early that she was going to lose. Yeah, you know, she made the expectation clear out of the opening. Getting a bad position, whereas Trisha tricked the whole team, having an equal position the whole time. So I think it's actually no, you know, tough stuff. But okay, now Tosh with an extra exchange. Okay, also taking everything. Okay, it should be trivial to win this. Like an exchange and a pawn now. Trisha, can she hold on? Looks very nasty. Looks very nasty. Nothing can move. The opponent's like, ding. You can move your bishop for the rest of the game. Hello. Well done. And meanwhile, I guess, I don't know, at some point she's going to push her pawn to here, take here, and then continue pushing, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is. Unless Trisha can try to do this, but I don't know. Also, I guess you could try this and this. Okay, so Trisha's activating. They are playing like people possessed. It's funny because Tosh's opponent got so tired of the moving around. Oh no, Diana lost, probably. She's in the chat. Not a good sign. Not a good sign if Diana's in chat. Oh, I guess the game's over. No, that's so sad. I'm sorry, Mersey. Do you want to come on call? Or are we too sad for an interview? Knight takes f7. What's knight takes f7? Oh, knight f7. Well, I mean, it was over for a while, unfortunately, yeah. Okay, let me... Oh man, that's unfortunate. And Trisha's losing as well, so that's frustrating. There you go, I sent the link. But okay, it happens. You know. Okay, whenever you want to come in, we're ready. Oh, you don't want to be so big, do you? Okay. Do you want to stay like this or do you want to flip?
No, I'm not going to flip. I'm staying like this.
Okay. Oh man, tough luck.
Damn, the opening went so bad.
Yeah, the opening didn't go well.
I don't know, like, where did I go wrong?
Well, actually, I mean, it wasn't so much that you went wrong in the opening. It was more like you didn't feel confident or comfortable playing the position. So first, I think here this was not great. D
Wait,
takes.
wait. I'm not on Twitch. Wait. Yeah, I think this is yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, this looks tough. This game looks tough, Amundo.
Someone forgot their card.
There what?
There's a key card on the bus.
Oh. Yeah, so Tosh seems to be winning. Trisha's losing.
Tosh won. She finished already.
Oh, Tosh won. Okay. And I'm really worried about Alice's position as well.
Yeah. I think they're both in time pressure. Oh.
Okay, maybe not so worried anymore.
So I guess they're coming up to the moment.
Yeah.
They're like 4 hours in. So.
Yeah.
Ah, that's tough.
Wait. Can you just go over the opening because
But
where
the
did I go wrong?
open teams is doing very well. Seems like. Sorry, what were we saying?
Can you go over the opening?
Yeah. So I mean, opening was fine. I mean, knight c6. I mean, I think knight d7 is just a bit cleaner, but it worked out. It's all fine. It's just not maybe the standard setup. But it's all okay. And then here, this was. I mean, it's not really the opening so much anymore, but this
I shouldn't take.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you open up the bishop and you open up the f file by taking. The one way it would be okay to take is when you play knight d5 after. Sorry, not here. Sorry, you took here first. Sorry, my bad. The one way it would be okay if you play knight d5 after and playing it as a sacrifice, like this. And then at least you're active.
I actually was considering that, but I didn't think it was. I thought I would just lose this because she has 2 center pawns.
Yeah, but here you have a lot of pressure. Like your pieces are very active. You have the bishop pair. You have plenty of counterplay. I think you shouldn't be worse here.
Yeah, I was considering that.
Yeah, that would have been, I guess, a good way. She doesn't need to take it apparently, but that seems very unnatural. I don't know.
She just played so well.
Yeah, she did play well. I mean, it's just this kind of position.
Am I completely lost at the end?
Yeah. You had one chance. I'll show you in a sec.
One. Queen takes b2 is a blunder, is it?
No, you're already dead there.
I
think. I was saying it's a good thing to try. Might as well. And actually, after that, you got like one maybe slight chance to activate. But anyway, we'll get there. Yeah, and here, I don't know, 97, you're just suffering the whole game. It's very hard to play.
I know.
And, okay, last chance, I think, to have a decent game is f6.
Yeah, I know.
You need to, get rid of these.
I spent so much time after queen h5. Like, I was also thinking, my plan was to play f6 as well at one point, but then I didn't. What did I not like? I didn't like. I didn't like knight to e4.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess worst case you can probably. Wait, so what's happening? Why are you worried about it?
Oh yeah, sorry. No, there's something that I didn't like, and then queen h3.
Or queen g3? Or queen h3? Okay. I mean, then you can just play knight f6, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then what about queen h3 first? Instead of knight there. I can't remember what I didn't like about it.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, and then I have to move my knight. Because I was thinking I was going to play f5, so I thought I would waste a move. And then here, knight in the center. Knight e4. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, okay, knight g5.
This bishop is not that useful, actually.
Oh, I'm okay. What?
Like, because it can't attack anything.
Yeah, that's true, but my bishop
And I
c
mean, the
isn't great.
rooks
Yeah.
can't really come in either. And now you actually get a square finally, and eventually you can develop. Yeah, but okay. The thing is just like, I think it's less about seeing why f6 works and more like appreciating that nothing else can work. Like, like you need to play it, otherwise you're just gonna get crushed. Right. I think that's the bigger. I mean, the other one may be b6 and develop. That would maybe be the other way. And this, okay, engine feels like this isn't so bad, but I would think this is also relatively bad.
Okay, so where was the losing point then? G6 is a mistake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard. Like at that point, it's hard. I think knight b6 is already like, I don't know, very tough to play. Because you can't go anywhere. Nothing goes anywhere. I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult to play here. I think you just.
Also, you're not using Restream, are you?
Maybe not.
Okay, because I thought you wanted to stream on your channel as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I forgot you. I don't exactly know how. Didn't think about it too much.
Right.
Right.
Because we could have been streaming on ICU.
Okay, sure. Anyway.
Anyway, whatever, it's fine. Let's hope Alice and Trisha get a win.
Well, Trisha.
Just seen Alice's possession.
Oh no, Alice is losing as well. No.
Oh, what the hell?
What? It's a super.
I'm
No,
such
it's
an
not. It's gonna
idiot.
be 3-1, I guess. Well, they're playing crazy good. Tossed opponent just hung a rook randomly, but
That's good.
the rest.
I don't know. I think my opening choice wasn't great.
Yeah, I think it's a style thing. I think if you're not used to this kind of position, it's hard. Like, yeah, it's like you need to take the few chances to not get a bad position defensively.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go.
Wait, just let's just go through the end to educate the thing. She played very nicely, by the way. This is like e6 is nice and very clear.
Yeah, but this
here,
is all obvious.
Here you may be at this.
Bishop d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was either gonna play queen d8 or bishop d6, and I thought it didn't make a difference.
Well, this is sort of a trap, so because.
So it's the same thing. She just takes, and then plays. No, but that doesn't work.
I know, but what?
Yeah, I already calculated that, but she knew that too. So
No,
here she just takes my bishop, and it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Why?
This is not so bad.
And queen and rook in doubled up.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
It's the exact same position.
No, it's not.
What's the difference?
Look at the position you got. Look.
What's the difference?
Well, the rook is already on the good square, putting pressure here, and the queen can come back as well.
Okay, but the rook can still just go to e5.
Well, yeah, but that's like 2 moves, 2 tempi that you're.
Okay, but it's the same.
But 2 tempi. 2 tempi down. One is plus
even
5
here,
and one
I
is plus
actually didn't think
1.5.
like it was completely lost.
Well, listen, actually here, you still have one idea. And that's a5 rook a6.
Oh, damn, that's nice.
The thing is,
I didn't think about that.
I was looking at the whole time I was like, what could we do? Like, how do we activate? Do we play b6, a5, and then, or do we play a5, b5 or something? And then I was like, oh no, we can just play a5 and this. And it was like purely by moving the pieces. I don't know.
Wait, so a5 and then rook a6. Let me see that. So a5.
I mean, just so you have a chance, because finally you can at least use your.
Okay, she'll play
your
knight f3.
Yeah, I mean it's still of course good for white. But,
Wait, let me just see that. Rook a6. And then knight g5, I guess. Or what? Okay, not that bad.
Yeah. So you're holding on. Actually, even later, it's even better. Here, you can do it again. And here is actually like you also want a pawn.
Yeah, after
Maybe.
she played A3, I was like, wait, am I winning?
Well, listen, it's not. It's not. I mean, if you find A5, there's chances, you know. But that, yeah, it's hard to like. I don't know. It also didn't
Well,
compute for
that's
me.
such a nice rook lift. Yeah.
Like only when I sort of made the arrow, I was like, oh, actually, this activates the rook. Like I don't know. It didn't click at all. I was
Yeah,
saying
that's nice.
I was saying we all need to watch more Richard Report games. Who plays this like every game now? So I don't know.
That's actually really nice. And what's the evaluation?
Plus 1.7.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Basically winning.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's just because
mercy.
of my bishop. Once my bishop is out, it's winning.
Yeah. Oh man, this is so tough.
Yeah, she just played well. Anyway, I'm not too upset.
It's so sad because Alice was completely crushing as well earlier out of the opening. She was totally winning.
I know. She had such a beautiful position.
The thing is, like, she got really, I mean, a bit unfortunate because she had like such a dominating position, and then she was like, okay, I guess she was thinking, because she took on e7 here, which doesn't really make so much sense positionally, but I guess she thought she had like a winning line after
Yeah.
this and this, which is true unless
Her
like
opponent found this e4 move, yeah.
yeah, if her opponent doesn't play that,
Yeah.
then she's
Yeah.
right and she is winning.
But it's not so clear. Yeah, I saw that after e4 it looked like she
like
wasn't expecting.
it's missable, like very missable, like moves out. That's very unfortunate.
Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go away.
I'm gonna go away.
Thank you
All
for
right,
commentating.
Worsy.
And thank you everyone for your support.
Yeah, we're gonna see how the match finishes, I suppose.
I'll be doing a recap in a bit, so
Yeah.
go give some love to the recaps.
Give some love! Exclamation mark. Recap. Or recaps, whatever. Both work because multi-brained Paramundo put both in. Anyway, yeah, unfortunate situation today. Sad. Anyway,
That's fine.
back
Okay.
we go. Next time is gonna be a win, and there's still plenty of rounds left.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter that much if the team loses one early on because you can still rise through the ranks.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Have a good trip back.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy the rest of
Good
your
recovery.
evening. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye. Okay, that was Diana Darling's. She's gone now. Unlucky. Unluckamundo. But it happens. Okay, Alice may be no longer losing? Wait, I don't understand. So why didn't we take here on a4? Strange to me, but okay. Maybe it's a bit awkward. We can defend like this though. I've done this and then here. And if you ever check, you come here. So this seems very winning. But her opponent missed it, so that's good. And apparently this is okay now. Passed pawns, you know. Anything can happen in rook end games. Pawn is running. Winnable? Question mark? Not really, of course, but, you know, it could happen. Her opponent is in time trouble. Wait, no, she's not really in time trouble, truly. Yeah, they're gonna get extra time. I mean, they're gonna get extra time now. They passed move 40, but... yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate. Diana's opponent did play definitely better than a 1700. It happens though, like, it's unfortunate. People are getting good. We actually didn't see how the game finished. Okay, this was a bit of a unnecessary thing, and we could have gone here. But of course, I mean, yeah, it's also not great. Yeah, and here this is just crushing. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, tough. Yeah, well, I think it's less that... I mean, you know, there's just... People aren't bad at this rating. Like 1700s, I recently lost to a 1700 as well. It's very possible. It happens all the time. They're good sometimes. They can play good games. Especially when they're kids. I played against a 1700 kid, played a bit stupidly, and lost. And yeah, Diana also, this is kind of a middle kid, like a medium kid. Yeah, no, she definitely, I mean, kids always dangerous, yeah. Basically a cheat code, if you ask me. Should ban kids from all tournaments. It's like, this is like when you, after the game, you go over to your opponent, you say like, or actually, you get some GM, and I think it's going to be her or Alice, because they haven't rested yet. Trisha already rested in the first round. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, only 18 plus for chess. You should go over to her, like, pick on someone your own size. Like, don't pick on us adults. Pick on someone your own size kid. Come on, it's unfair. Yeah, that's what I said. So it's gonna be Trisha. It's gonna be Alice or Diana. Not Alice. Not Trisha or Diana. Oh, sorry, you did. Sorry, you forgot. Sorry, my bad. I can't read. Sorry. Yeah, so this is... Oh, man. Did Trisha's game finish? Yes. Okay, Tara's game finished. White winning all the games. So that means Alice is going to win, right? Come on, Alice. I mean, we are down the pawn, but it's not the... That tie board one took a draw against the Serbian player. Oh, was it against Marina? Her sister actually plays, or she lives in Ireland. Marina Gaikin? I don't know how to pronounce the name. Oh man, this is tough. Feeling like I'm getting a bit sick, which is not great. There's always a commentator's curse, like not as in you curse the players, but you get cursed by becoming sick. I wonder, like, why did your opponent play this so quickly? Is King e4 really the only move here? Could consider this as well. Home with a cold. Oh no. I would actually, okay, you have to check, I suppose, and then you could just go back. Never mind. Although, I don't know, I mean, if I was supporting black, I would endorse this variation. Although, I mean, it should always be a draw, right? It should be a draw. I mean, I suppose we can... isn't there table base? Isn't it like 7 pieces? Oh, never mind. It's not 17. It's like 9. Can't count. Can't count. Somehow I wasn't counting the kings. But yeah, kings are in fact on the board as well. Man, all right. Well, okay, so I guess this is the last exciting thing. Tarun. Okay, apparently Tarun was a bit better for a while here. Ooh. Queen. Opponent sacked a queen. We didn't want to trade rooks, which would have allegedly given us an advantage. I'm turning on the engine, by the way. Like, I'm not in a mental space to analyze games anymore. And now, okay, it's a bit up and down, allegedly. Okay, I mean, not so easy. What if here? Oh yeah, you're... Yeah, okay, this is not good. I understand. Actually, do I understand? Yeah, okay, I do understand. I do understand. Okay, well, anything could happen, but they did reach time control. And Tarun has been thinking for a while in this position. They just reached move 40, so he's been thinking for at least 7 minutes about this move. Trying to figure out the position with this extra time that's responsible. I had this in a tournament at Grenke, actually. I had a position where I just blundered in the early game. In the opening. Blundered in the opening. Then like fought my way back the whole time, and finally around move 40, like move 40 was like sort of chances, right? Like I have chances again. I was completely lost the whole game, and my opponent wasn't really playing too well, and I managed to get the game, you know, back into sort of a bit of control. And on move 41, I just like finally, after all this tension, I can go to the toilet, I can think about the position, and I sit down, think for like 5-10 minutes, and then I blunder a whole piece in one move. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? I was like, I had too much time suddenly, too little pressure, and I just blundered instantly. Kind of ridiculous. I felt like I was really, you know, bringing it back. And I was playing so badly, I was sick. And I was like, okay, come on. Fighting back can get a good end to the tournament. But no, I decided to completely blunder in one move. Despicable stuff. Anyway, what are you thinking here, Alice? What in the world? So this you have to explain to me. So takes, okay, understand immediately. Then she thinks for 2 minutes, maybe, if that. She has 30 minutes, thinks for like a second, plays this, then Alice plays the only move that makes sense, then she thinks for like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, and plays king e5. This is confusing, but on the other hand, I feel like this brings it closer to a draw, because now, I mean, black's, this is not like the most, you know, ambitious winning attempt I've ever seen. So now, I mean, maybe you can just do this and make a draw. Actually, is this so simple? maybe. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, but I mean, of course, a draw wins them the match. I'm just saying, like, might as well have thought on the last move. Also, if I want to make a draw, I don't play here. I play here, right? Like, that's just. And then we're just gonna make. It's just gonna repeat. That's a draw, right? Like, what are you gonna do? So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. Like, you might as well have thought on the last move. Is my point. Like, if you want to make a draw, you play king c4, and it's like an immediate draw, right? I mean, if white doesn't play rook c7, you probably lose. I don't see any other move. Ah, what is this Chestercom bug? Hell, it's very annoying. Anyway, okay, king e5. Okay, and she did go for this line. I mean, you know, can't really ask Alice to win this one. It's not really doable. And I mean, okay, she's not going to win it now. Yeah, I mean, you can give a check and then take, or I don't know. Oh, never mind, it's white's move. Yeah, so, but okay, it doesn't really. Like, black's gonna take the pawn, next move, and then white still has some work to do, but not much to hold. I mean, it's not impossible to get tricked here. It's not impossible. But it's unlikely. Very unlikely, I would say. I think this is literally impossible to win. Like, I don't know. You'd have to have like an 1100 play poorly. 1100s don't even exist. Even a non-existent player would not lose this, I think. Okay, anything exciting happening in the open sections? Let's maybe look around there. Okay, US already won. Chaparinov might hold against Karana though. Okay, Levon finally with a clean win, maybe. I don't know if he was ever lost, but he's been playing with fire a little bit. Okay, Hungary is up against Austria. Derby, basically. Looks like Ledura had a nice little checkmate. Oh, 99.9% accuracy, says the computer. Kramnik is just next to their board, probably somewhere. A bit risky to do something like that. A literal perfect game. Wait, what was happening? So. Okay, I don't. Interesting. Interesting variation. I don't know what's happening. Nothing good, apparently. This is the kind of position I like. Free attack. Okay, I'm surprised that he didn't play King H1 here. Feels like your bishop's quite good, but okay. Still apparently loads of danger in this attack. Oh, and that is a blunder. Queen g3. Knight d4. And... ooh, nasty. Oh, very nasty. Yikes. Very nice. And checkmate. Okay, wow. So checkmate in 29 moves in a GM versus GM game. You don't see that every day. 99.9% accuracy. Literal engine play. Good stuff, Big Ladura. For the home country. Looks like all the other games are going towards draws, maybe. Although I always believe in lovely report. Yeah, let's call it. I mean, it just has to walk over. He's in the hall, right? So doesn't have to run far. Of course, Rapport was losing, apparently here. Of course, because he plays silly things. Let's see if he had a rook lift in this game. Okay, it's Rossolimo, probably not. Yeah, okay, sad. No rook lift. Of course he won't win without his signature move. Silly man. Why are you even trying? Lecco made a draw. How about India? Arjun 1. I mean, Arjun on board 3 is very unfair. Very unfair. China, Ding, of course, making a draw. Who could have guessed? Drawing machine. Okay, looks like China is winning this one. 3-1 probably. China actually like a really strong team. I don't know, like people were very not hyped about China, but like if Ding plays at all okay, it doesn't just lose. Like Wei Yi is insane. Yu Yang Yi is insane. I don't know. They have like basically like 4 players that are very close to 2700, so I don't know. Yeah, I know, I saw the interview. It's funny. Okay, Uzbekistan up 1 against Croatia, and no, Dubek seems to be winning. I mean, Croatia kind of, I don't know why exactly, but Sharj is not playing, I think. Oh my god. Germany down 1 point against Lithuania. I was actually looking at their lineup earlier and I was like, it doesn't look so weak actually. And Keimer lost. What happened there? Okay. Apparently this was bad and you could have sacked the exchange. Keimer on a bit of a loss streak now after he won like 5 games in a row. He won like 5 games in a row at some tournament. And now he's lost like 3 games in a row, I think. That's interesting. Like, it's interesting because Keimer has actually been playing, like, he had an incredible tournament there. But, okay, and here you're getting mated. It's unfortunate. So Germany in a bit of trouble. I mean, again, taking a draw or a tie wouldn't be so bad, but losing wouldn't be great. So maybe Domchenko can make something happen. Everybody playing the Catalan. Why not just make the Olympiad a themed tournament? Catalan every game. Okay, so apparently here black was winning. But then white was better, and now black better again, and who knows why. I mean, you are down an exchange, but you have a lot of pawns. 3 connected pass pawns. I mean, if white didn't have this pawn, this would surely be very winning. Okay, so probably you keep the bishops on, because this bishop's like, well, I guess even if you take, it's in the way, but then it's attacking this, so probably you don't want to take. So maybe here or here. Here you at least keep the knight out. Here. Actually, you're kind of in the way of everything, so maybe bishop d7. I don't know. Yeah, tough game for Germany. England against Denmark, also interesting. Seems to be heading for 4 draws maybe. I mean, Denmark not bad at all. Georgia, Iran. Jabava on board 3 is also a bit of a cheat code. Boy, I don't know. Okay, Poland seems to be crushing Argentina. Not even fair. Oh wow, Australia holding on against Ukraine. Oh, Vasil. Lovely Ivanchuk lost. Okay, apparently he blundered at some point. That's odd. I guess he didn't have any time, just ran into a fork. That's unfortunate. So actually, just a blunder, hanging a piece in one move. Or 2, I guess. That's very unfortunate for our lovely Ivanchuk. Anyway, let's just take a look at Alice's game, how it's progressing. I mean, it should be a draw, right? Like, what's really gonna happen? Oh, come on, opponent, play quickly. And how about Tarun? It's a game that was a bit potentially all over the shop. Very much not clear what's happening here. I mean, black does not have a queen, but a lot of other pieces. I don't know, who knows? Who knows what's happening? Vietnam also has a cool team, actually. Big Le Quang Liam fan. Fien. Match is over, no chance for Alice to win it. Yeah, it is true. Actually, I think because my voice is kind of dying, I don't know, I should probably end the stream because for sustainability reasons. I'm not sure if Diana's gonna play tomorrow. Either Alice or Diana's resting. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're still probably gonna stream, maybe not for as long. Maybe not from the start if Diana isn't playing, but I think we're still gonna cover the games. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna raid someone. There's nothing really happening. I don't think Alice can lose this, but it doesn't really matter if she draws. I mean, you know, it matters for her, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, so Ireland going down 1.5, 2.5 likely to Thailand, which is unfortunate because we were reasonably large rating favorites. But you know, you never can tell with these kids how good they are. Trisha had a tough game. I mean, her opponent played exceptionally well. Diana's opponent also played really well. Tross' opponent, I don't know, Hungaruk. But until then played well. So I don't know, they all seemed underrated. So yeah, tough luck. It happens, but yeah. However, who can we raid? Any suggestions? Maybe Anna Crumling? Or Chess Dojo again? Yeah. Any preferences? No. So I'm just gonna raid. I guess Anna Crumling has 2,000 viewers, so maybe not them. So I guess we're going back to Chess Dojo. They're also doing tournament commentary. Kostya and someone else are playing in some tournament in Italy. I can't type in this English keyboard setting, so let me just change that real quick. Never know where to find the /. So yeah, we're just gonna raid. My voice is dying. I'll see you tomorrow for round 4. Ireland's probably gonna get paired way down. So yeah, maybe not the most exciting round tomorrow. We'll see. Open team seems to be doing really well though, so they're gonna have 1 win and 2 ties if everything. Well, if Tarun holds this, which is actually not guaranteed. It's a tough position. I mean, not tough, but like very complicated. Yeah, and unfortunately today, no luck for the Irish girls, but they're gonna bounce back. It happens. Won't always play against underrated teams. And I mean, okay, we also got a bit unlucky. Alice was winning at points and just got very unlucky, I think, in her game. Just missed a little detail. Trisha had I don't know exactly what happened there. Like a little oversight, maybe time trouble. And yeah, that's gonna be that. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.